mana burn puck, and it would be doing a lot more than it currently is, it feels like.
Yeah, it is a little bit funky. And Nyx feels like he's also such an XP sensitive hero. You know, he hasn't gotten any XP. He's still at 0. And it's tough to be stuck at level 1 for a long time. Another banish from Sugo the Shadow Demon. I like that they added that text for us. They've made casting even easier now. It's really just reading.
It's very nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's March. Haha. I don't get it. Is his name really March?
It's March, ha ha ha.
I see.
He's not the original March, so he had to throw in some ha-has.
Right. He had to add some sort of customization. Copy that. Well, Dex, he might find himself in a bit of a sticky wicket, stunned from the Nyx, but oh my, they don't have detection.
Oh boy.
Sandstorm, that's just going to keep him nice and safe. He'll pop a Clarity. He's going to hold the high ground. May have to stun to get away, but nope, he's just going to scoot to the left. And it will be all gravy. How's the puck doing in the off lane? Yaha, 4-1. Not doing all right given that it is a 2v1, but really not the easiest lane. I think smart move from the Winter Wyvern to move up there. I don't know, Brax. Maybe they don't need the Nyx. Maybe they've got all the pressure they need. Because this guy's landing stuns down bottom, but
you
now
may have cursed him.
The other way, Nando, he's going to blast him. This could be nasty. Now the snowball. March with beautiful shards, but he still gets Lucent beamed. And Dex will give him the crab claw to secure the kill. That's a first blood for Neon.
Yep, March, ha 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 ha. He won't be laughing that one up as he respawns here.
Yep.
It's tough. This bottom lane is a death trap. Anyone that gets disrupted is probably going to die.
Yeah.
You know, when this kind of situation happens, that's when the true 4 players shine. They've got to get real creative. Sometimes you start pulling waves. Sometimes you start messing with the pulls, sniping couriers. That's when all the crazy things come out.
It's true. Not that big of a deficit, though. It's 1,200 at 3 minutes. It's recoverable here, Brax.
That is true. Not insurmountable by any means. The game is only 3.5 minutes in.
I mean, DK, look at this, dude. He's tearing it up in the mid lane. 20-5 compared to the 13-3 Deucer.
Yeah, doing very well.
That's Dragon Knight, baby. What build did he go for? Ended up 2-1-1. We'll see what he gets at 5. Might get that second point in Dragon Blood. Or maybe I'm just a Dragon Blood fanboy. I'm not sure.
No, I'd say that's pretty normal nowadays. Probably the most common build.
And Medusa here. Leveling up that snake. There it is.
God, I love the new double damage animation. It looks so nice. It looks like the power is just surging through him.
I really feel like Valve listened on that one. I think we bitched about that in a What the Duck. What wasn't it, or was it a Dota Pit? There was some event we did where we couldn't see the double damage on the bottom, and I complained about it. I remember saying, "As a colorblind man," multiple times. And this is fabulous. Even a colorblind idiot can tell the difference here. Banish comes out. This is going to be trouble for the Nyx assassin, Nando. He needs the Lucid Beam, and he finds it. It's 2-0.
Yep, 2-0. And honestly, what do you do? I feel like you gotta leave this lane at this point. When Luna gets levels, it just gets harder and harder, right? She's like almost level 5 at this point.
Yeah.
Nyx assassin can't really do anything in that lane, but at the same time, he's not gonna do anything anywhere else.
Yeah, it's
true. He needs some alone time to get some experience somewhere. But I guess it's way too early in the game for that anyways, so
it's
kind of just hanging back.
Neon's playing around their Luna just right. Now she's level 5, and I'll tell you what, Braxy, that Lucent Beam is nasty.
It's no joke.
It does some big damage.
Well, looks like Neon's trying to make a play in the mid lane. They have Shrined up. They have 3 heroes in the mid lane, but there's a Medusa mid. I don't know if they can kill him.
It's
not easy.
It's going to be tough. They've got a Dragon Tail. They've got a level 2 Burrow Strike, but they're going to go ahead and break this up as the Sand King TP's up top and rejoins Yaha the Puck. Good warding here from the Dire. They've got one up on the high ground. Give a little vision of that tier 1. Dex, meanwhile, looking for a bounty rune. He'll be initiated on. Still no detection. Come on, Winter Wyvern. Stun from the Vengeful Spirit is available. Does come out, but the raindrops are going to help keep Dex alive. Getting very low. Puck drops an orb. Doesn't really scare him all that much. There's a swap available, but Venge won't be able to find it. And that will be
swap got canceled in the fog there. No good.
Yeah, not great. Well, missed opportunity there for Geek Fam, but still some dominance happening up top. All the while, Luna remains our #1 farmer on that net worth chart. There she is, loud and proud in the bottom lane.
Luna pretty scary, especially with the disruption illusions that'll come out later. But Luna, they might be able to gank her, but she's got the juke shoes on, going from left to right, zigzagging. They can't get him.
She's too speedy. Meanwhile, mid, Medusa in some trouble, gets healed up from the Winter Wyvern. Does the Radiant have the damage? In fact, it doesn't look like it. Geek Fam turn and go on the aggressive, almost bringing down Sugo. But again, not able to secure the kill. Nyx rotates in, but finds it a little bit too late. Still 2-0 as Neon lead. But Dusa lives.
Wasn't even close, actually. She had the full wand. Winter Wyvern helped him, too. No cold embrace, but not even really needed up top to go on Avenge. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Avenge in a lot of trouble here.
Baruto.
Puck does jaunt away. Interesting. I guess they thought rotations were inbound. Radiant Vision, a lot of heroes off the map, so thought perhaps that could be bait. They're playing on LAN here, Brax. You got to be cautious. You don't want to be the guy that biffed it in front of the audience.
That's right.
Down
These
bottom.
the lands where when you biff it like that, you get trash talked.
Yep. Oh, Eclipse from
no.
Luna. That's going to be a Biffenstein if I ever saw one. Beautiful shards from March, though. Makes that whole play possible. So far, this Tusk out of his mind. He's playing out of his gourd there, Brax.
Yep, very nicely done.
Up top. Oh, nice stun onto Dex. This might finally be the kill they've been looking for. Geek Fam get on the board. 2-1. Mana Drain onto Yaha. Picks up the bounty. And Geek Fam will head back to friendly territory. All right, on the board.
Yep, we've got a back and forth game. You know, DK was having a fantastic time in the mid lane. Medusa's kind of taking him up on that lead. Doing very well. And that's about it. I mean, Medusa, she farms. She hits creeps, a lot of them.
Yep. That is basically in her job description. March maybe going to find himself in some trouble down bottom. Rotation from behind the tower. It's a smoke play. A classic 1-2 setup as March makes it into the tree line. Neon looking, but won't find it. Oh, boy. Well done by March, though.
Yep, his sixth sense was tingling there. They're just so desperate to try to kill him, but Geek Fan making rotation down bottom. Sugo.
Uh-oh, might have to use the defensive disruption here. Definitely doesn't want to. Nice stun from the Venge with the disruption. Keeps him alive. Meanwhile, March gets Lucent beamed. Sugo falls, and March will probably stay alive. No, the Lucent beam finds it. There's that illusion from the Venge as Geek Fam find themselves on the defensive. Oh, nice Splinter Blast. Does some damage to Dex, actually. Yaha has rotated.
Serious detection.
Whew. Geek Fam. Hook it up with the sentries, my boys. This DK now level 9. Does have that Elder Dragon form. Oh, down bottom. Are we going to see a little skirmish? Fisticuffs coming out as Dex. He's actually going to go down to the Walrus Punch. Dream Coil from Yaha won't be enough to save the Sand King. 3-3, but still, small lead here for Neon. Luna still remains the #1 farmer.
Oh boy, speaking of Luna, she's gonna get sharded.
Oh
boy.
Mama, those shards are nice. Nice Eclipse, though. Actually does counter it back. March could still go down here. Shard's going to come out. Dex looking for the stun. It's a hasted Sugo. Falls short on the Burrow strike, but Luna actually might go in too deep. She runs to her death. The Venge hits harder than you think as Dex goes back into the Sandstorm. Venge on the run. Going to have another Scream coming up. Drops it on the Sand King, and we'll clean up the illusions. Oh, wow. Tusk actually dies on the back line, too. So it's a 1-for-1. Nando for March. Tusk for Luna. Geek Fan pretty happy with that.
Yeah, very nice from Geek Fan, but it's not done yet either. Although there's still no detection. This guy's immortal.
He sure is. Dex.
You know, they made a nice play.
Oh. Mid lane.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
They're going to have a rotation come out onto the Dusa also. DK with Elder Dragon form.
Jesus,
be able
this
to
game's
find
insane.
it. Yeah, they do finally kill Dex down bottom, but look back mid, the DK, he dives the tower onto March. Now that there's another rotation on the way from the Venge, but it's a long TP. Swap from the Vengeful Spirit. They set up on the DK, but no, it's Sugo with the save. Nando doing what he can. The DK will fall, but it'll cost them their position 1 in the Vengeful Spirit. Nando tanking the tower like it's his job as Sugo in deep will just barely survive until the Splitter Blast comes. It's Geek Fam that come out in the clutch somehow, some way. Big overextension from that DK to start that fight.
Yeah, definitely a little insane there. He's a crazy dude, but I can respect that. He's just getting in there. You know, the rotations Geek Fam has been making with the Vengeful Spirit down in the bottom lane has freed up like 8 minutes of space for Nyx Assassin to catch up. Now he's level 6, has Arcane Boots, doing fantastic.
You know, when that Sand King was down bottom, I knew he was going to die, but for some reason, my instincts told me to stay on that DK. And my God, did he die? Like, he didn't even hesitate, dude. He just went kill, like someone's TPing. Boys, I'm going in. And he just charged behind the tower. Literally did not stop. It was a pretty impressive play. Very bold from LJSL, I think is the name there. Oh, set up onto Sugo. A lot of damage on the way. And, man, that's the power of a position 1 Venge, baby. 12 minutes in, you hit like a Mack truck cruising down the freeway with the brake lines cut.
Yeah, Geek Fam making all the nice aggressive plays, and that's with the Medusa. You know, Venge is fantastic at this kind of movement.
Now some rotations on the way. Neon looking to pose a defense here. They'll pop the glyph. Geek Fam might actually find Luna. Nando could be in some trouble, but now the TP from the Sand King.
He has Eclipse.
Dex able to break this up. Maybe they can turn. They pop the Shrine as Dragon Knight comes around the backside. Eclipse gets used. They find 1, maybe 2. The Snowball breaks up most of the Eclipse, but there's a Dream Coil from Yaha on the backside. Walrus Punch going to slow down, and March will fall. Now the Winter Wyvern's also going to get left behind, and it's going to be a 3-0. Not even an exchange as Neon completely clean it up.
My God, Luna's super farm now, too. That's the danger of fighting into this Luna at nighttime. She sees you coming, easy to set up and use the Eclipse. Talking about that last play, though, where DK just kind of ran in through the tower. This guy's got the biggest balls we've ever seen. It's impressive.
He sure does. I mean, he even did it again in that fight. He just charged into the backside like he owned the place. Tier 1 goes down. It'll be DK actually gets credit for it. He's just going to go straight into an armlet. Great item to go first on Dragon Knight. Just makes you so beefy, gives you a lot of damage output. Now you have the option where you can always just transition into survivability and be that frontliner, or you can transition into more of a right-clicker. Armlet kind of works for both builds. We'll see Dex in some trouble down bottom. Nice shards again. Also a good stun from Play Hard. Living up to his name as Dex is now out of mana, and I don't think he has too many options here. Winter Wyvern going to join the party and make it a nice, easy kill for the Dire. Geek Fam finding a little bit of vengeance. It's kind of felt like Neon have been in control of this game, but when you look at the gold graph, they have kind of failed to really pull ahead. Geek Fam have always been within 1,000, 1,500 net worth or so, and that has not changed.
Yeah, but Geek Fam have been hanging in there. I mean, they've got the offlane Tusk. This guy's scrappy. He loves these engagements. He's not a scaler. He wants to battle.
It's true. He's a brawler.
That's the word.
Puck able to phase shift as Nyx Assassin goes for the mana burn. Down bottom, Tier 1 tower falls. Meanwhile, up top, Dragon Knight putting a lot of pressure on this Tier 1. 3 TPs come in to mount a defense, and also another rotation. It will be 4. Nyx Assassin vendetted up. They go in on Nando first. Eclipse down for another 5 seconds. Beautiful stuff from the Nyx, but now Puck with a Dream Coil. Swap from the Venge. Nando's going to get picked apart. Not able to even use the ultimate. And now Winter's Curse will secure the kill on Puck. Dragon Knight giving him a taste of his own medicine as they get completely cleaned up. All committed to the battle are killed. The only survivor, of course, is Dex because he was farming down bottom. Neon.
Well, shit.
Woo!
Just talking about how Neon were in control, but it's all Geek Fam.
Geek Fam on the way back. They finally take the lead for the first time. Looks like they'll be able to find a tower kill themselves. Remember, they did just pick up that Tier 1 down bottom, so this will be the last Tier 1 remaining for Neon. They do have a glyph, so they could try to make a hold here. But nope, they don't do it. They go for the deny instead. Though they do end up rotating quite a few heroes. Okay.
We've got a real game on our hands. We've got team wives for each side, and it's only a 1K difference.
Yep, Luna with a pretty standard build here. Mask of Madness, Dragon Lance. And looks like Medusa just going to go first item Manta. I do like this build, though. The Phase Boots Yasha. Mushi was one of the first people, first people I ever saw do this, actually. Mid lane Medusa, way back when.
I like the Phase Boots Yasha. I don't like the Phase Boots Manta.
Yeah, it's a little funky. I think just going Dragonlance after Yasha and building into Pike can be pretty good. Or Maelstrom.
It's also a pretty good Lincoln Seer game, so we can't get Sand King stunned to initiate on.
Is it for the Soul Catcher? Is that why he wants Manta here?
Don't think so.
Isn't that the only thing it potentially dispels? Everything else is pretty straightforward single target stuns.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best for survivability of this game. It offers almost nothing in terms of dispelling these abilities of silence. That's about it.
Smoke rotation from Neon. Nyx Assassin almost reveals it, but instead they walk into the Roche Pit. They'll try to commit here. With the Luna, this doesn't feel as risky. She's got a Mask of Madness, so they can do some pretty decent damage here. Of course, with Eclipse, taking a fight around the Roche Pit feels pretty desirable. Shadow Demon still smoked up, so he'll be the scout outside of the pit. Nyx hesitating a little too much here. They absolutely could contest this, but instead they're going to clear out this Ancient stack. Roche goes down, does a lot of damage to the Dragon Knight. This could be a good time to take a fight. Shards block out the Puck. But of all heroes, they feel like they can't jump on him. Puck does not have a Blink Dagger. This would be a really bad time for him to die. Well, I can't believe Neon just get away with that.
Yeah, it feels like they got away with murder a bit, right? But at the same time, it's so hard to walk into Luna, into the Roshan pit. But I guess Shards and Winter Wyvern, same thing, right? These are the big Roshan spells.
Yeah, dude. You had a Winter's... He's even got a Glimmer Cape. You Glimmer Cape in, drop a Winter's Curse. You've got Venge to scout it out with a Wave of Terror. You have options. They've got an okay team around the Roche Pit, but alas, they hand it over, and now we will see some sort of a fight break out. They smoke behind the Tier 2 tower. These guys are crazy.
Are in deep.
They put a ward down. Now the counter smoke. Neon. They go back the other way. This is getting pretty meta here, Brax.
My God, so many pings coming out. We don't know what's going on.
I mean, this is a mind game if I've ever seen one. So now Neon are in enemy territory clearing Ancients. Or, pardon me, Geek Fam. And now Neon are kind of doing the same thing. Who's going to wrap around on who?
Looks like Neon's got the flank here.
But Geek Fam have the Nyx Assassin. He's not going to be in position. Epi gets channeled up. It's going to be a biff. Now Nando comes in. He doesn't have enough mana to pop the ult anymore. He's going to use the stick. Does get off the Eclipse. I think this is Neon's fight, but Geek Fam are starting to hold. The Tusk going to be the first to go down, and Geek Fam are losing it. They do get the kill on Luna, but they are starting to scatter. Puck with the orb across. We'll see what they can catch. Swap from the Venge, trying to save herself. They split left and right, but the Vengeful Spirit will go down. It ends up being a 1 for 3, and Neon come out the victors despite starting off that fight with a missed Epicenter.
Well, all right. And now Neon are going to Blink Dagger up on Puck, so it gets that much harder for Geek Fam to fight. Honestly, the damage just doesn't feel like it's there at all from the side of Geek Fam. Like, sure, Medusa, not the highest damage hero. Vengeful, pretty good in that department, but DK is so tanky.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They survived a lot longer than I thought they would. That Luna. Whew, good thing she had that magic wand. The mana burn from the Nyx was actually pretty tight. It messed up the timing on the Eclipse, that's for sure.
Yep.
Another big Ancient stack here coming out from Medusa.
You know, all things considered, both of the carries for each team, top of the net worth, so.
Yeah.
It's still only a less than 1K gold lead for Neon. It's nothing.
Yeah, a very tight game. Just as it swings 1K for one team, it goes right back the other way. Medusa, we'll take heed to our advice here, buddy. Looks like just Force Staff straight into The Hurricane Pike. Great tool to have on the Medusa.
Yeah, very nice. I feel like we're gonna get to this point where it's just Luna madness, right? With the disruption illusions very quickly. Like she's gonna have Mantis style complete in 800 gold, and then after that, it gets bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be illusion madness from this Luna before too long. And she'll be able to go into the Hurricane Pike. I'm not sure what your next go-to item is after that.
I can't imagine that... ideally, he'd probably want Butterfly, but against Nyx, you kind of have to go BKB because you just get pissed off the Moonglaze over and over.
Yeah. And maybe BKB is the safe choice, and you try to fight around that DK timing. I mean, this Dragon Knight still hasn't really peaked. He's on his way to a BKB also. Blink Dagger, his second choice after Armlet. So if they both go for BKB next item, that could be pretty nasty. Have most of the outer towers out. That's a way to break high ground right there.
Yep, they'll hit a really nice timing where they both complete their BKBs at a similar time. And then they can just siege. I mean, they might just siege now with illusions, honestly.
Here we go. DK in the front lines. Remember, he does have Aegis, so feeling pretty healthy right now. Start ticking down that tower. Chip, chip, chip away.
Here it comes.
Meanwhile, down bottom, there is some split pushing Medusa happening. Not committing too much to it. Just illusions for now, but they get this tower down to about 1,000 HP. They try to rotate on the Medusa. It looks like she'll be able to TP home. So they don't commit too much. Just a DK ult, really, but he had an arcane rune. Oh my, look at that.
Yep.
Look
Almost
at
back
that.
up again. And they force TP rotations from Geek Fam too, so now there's tons of farm for... Is it Neon? It is Neon. I don't know why. I wanted to say something else.
It's Team Neon, baby.
Now, Neon's in a great position this game, even though the gold lead's still only less than 1k. They have the map dominance, right? DK, Blink Dagger, when he's off map, it's very scary. Luna can push out these lanes pretty quickly, and there's just not a lot of damage from Geek Fam. They have farm, but it's in these aren't the biggest damaging items. Force Staff, Mantis Style. It's just doesn't scream damage.
It's true. It's definitely not that scary. There is a big item on the Tusk, though. He's got his Guardian Greaves complete. He's going to go Blink Dagger Aghanims, which is kind of interesting. But the survivability might make a difference in the next fight. The thing about Geek Fam is the way their team is set up, I feel like they're always just one good winner's curse away from completely rolling Neon in a team fight and then knocking down a couple towers. So they always have this scary potential that Neon have to fight around, but now we'll just see some split pushing come out. Glyph used by Geek Fam. They're going to try to grab this tier 2 up top.
Their biggest problem is that their lineup operates based on Neon making aggressive plays on them when they're defending a tower. It's really hard for them to move around the map and catch these heroes, but...
So more split push happening here. Geek Fam, they're going to try to commit to this tier 3, but it's the Sand King with the defense. Winner's Curse comes out. It does slow things down, but they still lose the Vengeful Spirit. This is amazing for Neon because all the while in the bottom lane, they're pushing that tier 3 tower. There's kind of two fights breaking out at once. This Medusa on the run. Puck trying to do what she can as they do finish off the Nyx Assassin back in the base.
Oh boy, here it comes.
DK and Luna. Oh my god, they're completely destroying the barracks, and now the DK jumps forward. The snowball will save him for now, but Eclipse from Luna preemptively used. Actually doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage as the Glimmer Cape comes out, but they get the barracks. And meanwhile, back on the other side, Medusa actually still alive. Out of mana, Dex trying to chase her down. I'm not sure this is a fight he's going to win. The Snake getting him low. The split shot, it's not enough. He stays alive on 30 HP, but now the DK, the big bad boss, is here. Gets that last tick from the Dragon, and they will be able to finish off the Gorgon herself. It is a disaster for Geek Fam. They lose barracks. They don't even do that much damage to the tier 3, and they get cleaned up in the end.
That was very nicely done from Neon. 3 heroes TP back just to cause a distraction while DK and Luna take the buildings. I mean, they kill buildings quite fast.
They sure do. A beautiful setup from Dex, though. A really smart play to have the Sand King be the one to TP back. Perfect hero to clear out those illusions like that. basically finds a solo pickoff with the help of just one other hero. And then the big cores stay behind and finish off the barracks. And it's not like Luna and DK. It's not like a Furion, right, where Luna and DK are somehow going to die in that situation. Geek Fam are intimidated by those two heroes. They're heroes that TP'd back are just standing there watching them kill the barracks.
Yep.
Like, you can't even stop
Can't walk up.
It's insane.
Nyx walked up, gets blink stunned by DK, dies instantly. Then the tower dies, and all of a sudden you've got these glaives bouncing everywhere.
Yeah. It's nasty. DK finishes up the BKB, and Luna, similar but slight tweak, moves into the Lincoln Sphere. So takes a defensive item. Does give you some protection from that Winter's Curse. I guess swap, all those kind of things. So still a pretty good Lincoln's game. I think BKB is still almost better because Nyx Assassin now can still use his Spike Carapace pretty effectively against you, but she's still pretty beefy overall.
Yep, definitely. And you also have the disruptions coming into, excuse me, to reset the fight. So she's pretty safe,
That's
relatively
true.
at least. Honestly, this game looks so difficult for Geek Fam. Their lineup excels when they're defending high ground. But at the same time, you have these illusions to deal with when you're just sitting on your high ground. So it's not great. You're not even fighting players.
Smoke now from Neon. 5 heroes cruising up the mid lane. Geek Fam might get caught here. They're pretty spread out, just farming in the jungle. Oh, man, they're going to find the Venge first. It's going to be an easy initiation. Nice epicenter. Does a lot of damage to the Winter Wyvern as well. 2 heroes on the Dire drop immediately. Nyx Assassin stuns across. He does what he can, but it's a 3-0. Neon clean it up, and they will move to the top lane. They ping out the barracks. It looks like they want to push. Roche also gets pinged. He's a couple seconds from respawning, so that will be an option if they want to go for it, but another convincing set of pickoffs there as they catch them with their pants down.
Yep, fortunately for Geek Fam, the waves were pushed out, so they're probably just going to go for Roche instead of taking another set of racks.
Yeah.
But it's getting to that point of the game where they actually have a gold lead now, and they were winning the game before without a gold.
Yeah.
That just means it's even worse.
And now the map control's just out of control. They've got that ward deep on the plateau so they can see when Geek Fam come out to farm. It's going to be easy to take Roche now, and it just feels like Geek Fam are running out of options. They don't have any space for this Medusa to farm, and like you said, this is the drawback to the item build she went. There's a Maelstrom queued up. She does have enough gold for it, but 30 minutes in, Manta-style Hurricane Pike phase boots. That doesn't feel nearly as scary compared to having phase boots Yasha at 12 minutes. It feels like her damage output hasn't really gotten that much more dubious since then.
Yep, definitely not the highest damage here. That's why we see Drow Ranger paired up with Medusa a lot of the times to give you that physical damage while you go for these items that help you survive in team fights. But we haven't seen a real team fight in this game for so long now.
March gets caught up top, and just a series of stuns bring him down. Nando starts it off with a Lucent Beam, and it's more damage than he can handle. Medusa picks up an Illusion Rune. Heads down bottom, going to try to split push, but this feels like kind of a failed effort at this point. Buyback now comes from the Tusk. DK just jumps straight in. Eclipse from Nando. They juice the Nyx Assassin, and they are diving deep. Snowball resets things a little bit, finishes off the Eclipse. Winter's Curse onto the Dragonite. It just doesn't do anything. The Stone Gaze comes out at the same time. Oh, no. That could have been a kill on the DK perhaps, but they're going to biff the combo, and it's a total disaster. The Glyph is used. That'll buy him a couple of seconds, but Dragonite jumps back in. They see the Tusk. They're going to try to bring him down. He does survive, but they just can't do anything. Neon, all 5 still alive. Nando kind of low, but he's got the Aegis, so he's feeling okay. Dex once again goes in deep. They're doing some okay return damage. They find the Sand King, so there's a slight overcommitment. The gem goes down, but Puck goes back, grabs it, and jaunts to the orb. Huge play from Yaha at the end to clean up that gem and actually not give too much to Geek Fam. They do get a small gold gain out of that. Doesn't really factor in the buyback. So overall, not great. They still lost to Barracks. Can't even call it a hold, but they get a couple kills.
Yeah, that's probably one of the farthest things from a hold. That's not a hold. It's rough.
That's true. It's brutal.
It's
There's
tough.
a little dent in that net worth chart, right? Yeah, a little hook at the top.
Yeah, Tusk got a big DK kill at the end there with his shards.
But yeah, that was brutal. I mean, that's the power of Luna DK. They didn't even use the Aegis. Nando still has it.
Yep, they're gonna find Nando, but he has Aegis.
Couple minutes still on it. It's Nando versus the world. He does have some teammates on the other side of the ridge. Puck gonna jump over. Does have a Dream Coil, but only connects on one. Puck definitely hoping for more than that, but Yaha drops the AoE silence, and now he's gonna get turned on. Winner's Curse, but it gets broken up by Sugo. Very nice. Now Medusa, Stone Gaze, kind of resets this fight. Nando does get petrified, but it doesn't really matter. He's gonna have the Eclipse in about 10 seconds, still a little ways off. DK in the front lines has another Elder Dragon form. Geek Fam all still alive until Dex drops the Epicenter, finishes off Nyx Assassin. The Winter Wyvern will keep Vengeful Spirit alive, but ultimately locks her in place, and this game has turned into a complete train wreck as the Dire once again get cleaned up. Winter Wyvern's about to be chased down as the Glimmer Cape expires. Dragon on dragon action here, Brax, as LJSL, the Dragon Knight, secures a triple. That's a dieback on the Venge. No, a buyback on the Venge. Pardon me. So, on the bitter end here, the final breath, as they say, for Geek Fam, I think.
Yep, that might have been their last stand, because I don't think they can hold at all.
Dive past the tower. Nando just drops the ultimate. It's an Eclipse that completely trucks the Medusa. She'll buy back. It's a noble effort here from Geek Fam to stay until the bitter end, but Neon are just too beefy and too big. They'll kill the tier 3. The barracks will follow shortly after. A little miscommunication there on the Burrow Strike banish, but that's okay. Medusa will pop out, and if this Dusa dies one more time, I think that's when this game is officially over, as her buyback has been deployed.
Looks like she's owning.
Yep. Stone Gaze comes. Nando does come back to life. Will get petrified. I think they might find this kill on Nando. Nope, never mind. He's got 4 staff. Double 4 staff, in fact. They're going to pull this Tusk way out of the base. Walrus Punch. Nando can't take the heat. They throw him out of the kitchen. They've also found the kill on Dex. This might be the overextension that Geek Fam were waiting for. BKB popped. That's the 8-second. Megas actually get defended. There's 400 HP on this ranged barracks here, Brax. They're still in it.
And Medusa picked up 2 of those big kills as well, so maybe this is the comeback. Now we have a real game on our hands.
Well, they're going to go all in, it looks like. One more shove down the mid lane. Buybacks are available for Neon. Basically on their entire team. Not basically, actually on their entire team. So it's going to be tough for Geek Fam. They're going to have to wipe them twice. And we can see Yaha up to some sneaky plays. Haste Rune and an Arcane Rune. Clears out the mid. And the Venge, oh my gosh, he 4 stabs forward. Stuns himself on the Aghanim Scepter. And Yaha's actually able to finish off the barracks before Venge can even hit him with a Magic Missile. I'm not going to lie. This dude just got styled on a little bit. This puck.
He did.
This puck just slapped. Look at that. 4 staff with the Aghanim Scepter. He gave him the, what's the stun delay? Is it a 4.5er? Yep.
Yep. Big one.
Dude. That was pretty clutch. It won't make Reddit, but it's worthy. Now Yaha. Gonna be fine.
Oh, man. You know, it feels like this game has been over for a long time. Not in the sense of, like, gold or anything. For the most part, this game was very even on gold until Arax was taken, but it just, when you look at the team fight, right? You have this Dragonite that blinks in and stuns, then it sets up the team fight for Sand King, and then Luna's completely unchecked in the back. And at the same time on Geek Fam, it's like, they don't have the same level of team fight at all. Like, they have the Winter's Curse, which is nice and everything, but if Neon's the one blink stunning you to start the fight, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
It just never felt like, it never felt like there were any team fights in this game after like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of true. The Geek Fam lineup feels a little bit too single target based. You know, Nyx and Vengeful Spirit basically just working with single targets. I mean, Nyx has an AoE stun, but it's not really significant damage. Of course, Medusa does AoE damage with the split shot, but not in the same way that Epicenter does. You know, not nearly as bursty, and it feels like these fights haven't really lasted long enough for Medusa to do that long, sustained damage throughout the engagement. You know, that's the great thing about Luna. She can play that traditional carry that does that sustained damage over a fight, and also be part of that bursty team fight with a good timed eclipse with follow-up Lucent Beams and whatnot. So it's been well executed from Neon. There's no doubt about that. They'll make some illusions, and I guess since Mega Creeps have come out, it's just a matter of time. Look at these tier 4 towers, baby.
Yeah, it's looking like a slow death now where Geek Fam can't leave those tier 4 towers. They're just going to sit there for a bit. They got Medusa. They can do this.
Yep. A Mjolnir up on the Medusa. Look at this. They're just throwing illusions in every hit. That's unhealable damage.
Oh, boy. Even the courier almost goes down to the bounces there.
You know, this is definitely one of those moments when I think you can definitively say it is a luxury having a Shadow Demon Luna. Look how far back they can spawn these illusions and still just shove them in.
Yep, and then Shadow Demon gets all the gold too, so we can get super, super farmed.
That's true. Yeah, I always forget about that aspect. Neon really taking their time with this one.
Yep, they're building up the old stats here.
It's true. I've been to that Dota. Okay. Slow and steady.
So, while we watch paint dry, how was your day, Sayori?
So far, so good. Think I'm gonna have eggs for breakfast.
Nice. Always a solid choice.
All American steak and eggs.
There you go.
With a biscuit.
Just gets better and better.
Hey, the refresher orb. All right, so they're gonna give it to Puck. Puck's gonna have the double coil with the Aghanim Scepter. It's pretty nice. That's a potential of 9 seconds worth of stun there, Brax.
Wow, that's true.
All right.
You know, I love illusions. That interaction where you blink in, coil someone, then you force them in. It's so nice.
It's pretty clutch. Nyx Assassin breaks the Lincolns. They want to go in on the Luna, but it's DK on the other side. Puck uses the refresher orb as now Dex comes in with an epicenter. Actually, not the best fight for Neon so far. This Dusa's still standing, but now Winter's Curse comes out again.
Oh,
they
no.
stack it, boys. Didn't you learn your lesson the first time? They killed Dex. Nando's still alive, though. He's doing a lot of damage. Nice freezy freeze there from the Winter Wyvern. Geek Fam somehow hanging on. They finish off the Aegis, but all of these fixins from Roshan going to be proved to be too much. They finish off the DK. Nice Walrus Punch there. They might yet still hold, but now the cleanup is here. The GG's come, and
man,
Nando
freezy freeze,
will
not
finish
enough.
it off. The freezy. What is it called there? The
Cold and freeze. I don't know why. It's just
Cold Embrace.
I think a Foster freeze.
Well, Brax, quite the game.
Yeah, quite the game indeed.
Guess Neon were the favorites after all.
As predicted, of course.
Yep. Sniped
By
it.
someone, not me.
Okay. Well, we're going to check out the venue here in a moment. Probably see some handshakes. I've actually got an ad on my clean feed, so.
Jesus. That's unfortunate.
Yep. It sure is. So let's take a look here. Oh, wow. Damn, dude, they really pump the music when a team wins. That's great. So there's Geek Fam.
Oh my god,
Great.
they got the lights going too.
Great sportsmanship. That was a pretty hype game. I won't lie. I felt a little rusty, but it was okay. Still fun.
Yeah. You know, I feel like they really captured the whole enjoyment and excitement of winning there. You know, they got the music blaring, they got the lights bumping. Looked pretty cool.
It's true. That's what it feels like to be a winner.
About. I wouldn't know.
So I think we have one more game in the playoff bracket.
Is that it? The last one?
No, I think there's one more. tell him Cyber Clasher.
เหมือนกิ๊กแฟมหรือเปล่าที่เจอเซอร์ไพรส์จากด้านนีออนนะฮะน่าสนใจแล้วก็ไวกิ้งเนี่ยถือได้ว่าเป็นทีม
That sounds like one of those names you make when you're 12. And then a couple years down the line, you're like, shit, I should have changed this while I had the chance.
แล้วเดี๋ยวกลับมาดูกันครับผมก็ขอมอบ
Yeah.
ตัวของ
Kinda like
ครับ
Suns
ผม
fan.
ให้กับบนเวทีกลับคืนไปก่อนนะครับ
Is that on the same level?
No.
No, I was gonna say.
Oh shit, what's happening? Oh, they're just playing music. I thought they were playing like sirens, like somebody was about to come out.
That'd have been great.
ยังไม่กลับบ้านนะคะค่ะเดี๋ยวเขาจะมาแข่งต่อในวันพรุ่งนี้นะคะสำหรับทีมแฟมนะ
There was a Vietnamese team, the 496 Vikings. They had the most polished logo I've seen in a while.
Dude, I think we're about to see Boom ID versus the 496 Vikings. I think
Oh
that's
boy.
next. So tomorrow we'll have 2 best of 1s, a best of 3, and a best of 5. We can look forward to that.
เชิญเลยค่ะ
I've heard Thailand is pretty cool. I know there are a few professional poker players that live there.
Nice, nice. I've always wanted to go to Thailand.
Might be a good place to start a Bitcoin farm. I was thinking if I had $100,000, I think I'd buy something to get wind or solar energy, and then I'd use that power to run a bunch of Bitcoin miners.
Nice.
I think that's what I would do. Dude, I kind of hate cryptocurrency. It gives me the worst FOMO. It makes me feel like an idiot every day.
Why?
Because, like, the guy that I do my Bitcoin podcast with is way smarter than me. Oh, no, battery low. And he's slaying it, dude. He bought all these miners and stuff, like, before the demand. Now, since things have surged, literally every miner is bought out. Like, the only thing that I could buy right now if I wanted to mine coins is to buy the Litecoin miner. And it's marked up from 1,300 to 2,000. You can only pay in Bitcoin Cash, and it doesn't ship until March 1st.
Jesus.
Everything else is sold out. And, like, if you want to buy it on eBay, it's all double the price. Like, there is a gold rush right now on anything crypto. And I just, you know, I've got some coins, but, man, I could have bought a lot more shit. And it's, Jesus, dude. If I just put my life savings into Bitcoin 3 months ago, you know how much money I'd have right now, Brax?
Probably a lot.
A lot. More than, oh, man, that could have been my nest egg. I know that's sad logic, but Jesus, dude, it's awful, you know?
No, that's how it gets you. Makes you feel like a moron afterwards.
I just want Artifact to come out so that I can drown my sorrows into a game that I know has meaning.
Are you sure it'll have meaning?
No.
Oh, alright.
But I want to believe.
I just killed your dreams and you're already dead. I'm sorry.
Have you played it?
No, I have not. I'm not very good at these card games.
I'm not amazing at card games either, but for some reason I feel like this. I've got the background knowledge, you know. I've got that Dota.
That's true.
I'm in.
You're already a step ahead of the competition. They don't come from Dota.
Well, if anybody near Denver is selling a Bitcoin or Litecoin miner, let me know. Because these Craigslist ads aren't working out for me.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Now, how
dude.
far would you drive to meet up with someone?
It depends on how good the deal is. If they were selling a miner at cost that wasn't super marked up, I would drive up to 4 hours each way.
Just 4 hours?
Dude, I almost bought one, and I didn't because I was worried that it would be too loud, right? I read a bunch of things about it, and they were like, dude, if you don't have like a spot for it, it's going to drive you crazy. Turns out the garage is the perfect spot for it. And it's cold here, so it wouldn't overheat. I shrewded it, dude.
You've had so many regrets in your life.
I know, it's awful. I don't know. I could see you doing this job, Brax. Go out on stage in between games, talk to some cute girl, hype up the matches. I could totally see you doing that.
Talk a bunch of bullshit for about an hour. It's fun. I actually like the sponsor stuff. Like when they go to all the booths, I think that's really funny. Because like deep down that they're obligated to do all these things, so they have to act interested in it, and then sometimes people are genuinely interested in selling the sponsor, and then sometimes you get the let me drink this this bottle of milk or whatever the sponsor is, and it looks super cheesy. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually a pretty cool setup they have.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's interesting that this event is sponsored by both Razer and SteelSeries.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Because
I want to hire their sales guy, dude. That's an impressive feat.
Yeah, they did something right.
It's actually some pretty legit sponsors. Cooler Master, NVIDIA, ASRock, and Corsair.
I wish there were more events like this, like ZOTAC, where they have like the, it's just out in some open mall or whatever. They have all this set up where people just walk across and, they're just there.
It's just not a thing in America. Like, not the same way this is. Like, you could do it in America, but you'd have to really market it and make it sound cool. If you're like, hey, come to our LAN event in the middle of the mall, people will be like, why are you doing a LAN event in a mall?
Yeah, that's true.
But it could still be cool. I mean, the Mall of America, they've got a freaking roller coaster in that one.
I don't know, it just seems like it'd be so convenient, you don't feel like you have to go super far out of your way because it's just in a mall. You're hungry, boom, you've got a million food places. You can also come back after taking a nap or whatever. I don't know, it just seems like the future, except it's probably way worse.
The future's here, man.
So are you just Bitcoin or just any cryptocurrency? All the others.
Dude. Well, no, I'm interested in all of it.
It is quite interesting. Fuck, that's what I want for Christmas. Dad, give me a Bitcoin.
I want one Bitcoin, Papa. Here's a guy I found actually posting for a pretty well-priced miner, and it's in New Jersey, of all places. Should I fly home for this thing?
Is it worth it?
I don't know. The price is pretty good. I could probably flip it and make a little bit.
I'd probably have such a hard time explaining it to my grandpa.
I can't buy any Bitcoins. My grandpa just wouldn't understand.
What
do you think they're talking about on stage?
I really
the
don't
same
know.
exact positions. They haven't moved a bit.
I'm actually curious, like, to
back.
take notes as a potential host of like what their film material is. It seems impressive.
It does. I can't say the audience looks interested. They're all looking down at their phones, but they're there. They haven't left.
True. I'm you know that guy Airy that has hosted a bunch of those events in Philippines and also those ESL events.
Oh yeah.
The hype guy. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and like he does esports stuff kind of on the side, and his main thing is like hosting weddings and stuff.
Okay.
It's crazy though. Like it's another one of those cultural differences where, you know, normally at like an American wedding you'll have like a band and there'll be like a kind of like a DJ, but you don't have like an MC or like you would like a host in that same way, you know? And it's like a whole thing where they want somebody who's like funny and gonna tell jokes and like do the whole thing, and like it's, I don't know, this sort of a thing here, like with them on stage and just trying to hype it up and talk about stuff. I think this is a little bit more normal, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Honestly, the MC thing at a wedding sounds like fun.
I know. It sounds way more interesting.
God, when ZOTAC do another event, I hope they pre-record this and just have subtitles. I really want to know what's going on. I could pretend I know what they're talking about and make up some garbage, but that wouldn't be nearly as interesting as what's happening.
Well, usually it's like when they're looking at stuff, you can kind of piece it. Oh, look, they're talking about this computer. But when they're just standing there, it is kind of like, there's no way they're talking about the last match.
No, definitely not. They might not even play Dota.
Oh, come on. She looks like a Dota player.
That's true.
She's wearing a leather jacket. I mean, she's got to be cool. His little jacket is pretty cool too, actually.
I think those notebooks are blank.
Dude, they're clipboards. Holy sh! That's what I need to get for Captain's Chat. Get a clipboard.
Dude, that's actually legit. It makes it look like you know what you're talking about.
Dude, that's like the best fill ever. Hold on, let me flip through my clipboard here.
I hope they get a zoom in on the clipboard to your blank pages and your drawings on there.
I'm just...
ก็ตอนนี้เรารู้ตกรอบไปแล้วก็ไม่ต้องเลือกแล้วนะตอนนี้มี4ทีมแล้วแหละก็จะมีบูม ID ที่จะแข่งแล้วก็ทางด้านของ496ไวกิ้งที่จะแข่งแล้วก็ทีมที่แข่งไป2ทีมเมื่อกี้ก็จะเป็น
Do we have a lobby yet? No, right?
ทางด้านของทีม Neon Esports ถูกต้องนะคะก็ลุ้นกัน4ทีมจริงๆนี่ก็ถ้ามาช่วงบ่ายก็
I don't see one.
ตัวเลขเหลือน้อยหน่อยเพราะทีมหลายทีมก็ตกรอบไป
พรุ่งนี้จะแบบจะแบบเล็งๆนิดนึงว่าทีมไหนเพราะว่าได้ดูฟอร์มของวันนี้ไปแล้วนะคะกิ๊กแฟมยังไม่ตกนะยังอยู่นะแต่เชื่อว่ามาตั้งแต่เช้าหลายคนแหละอยากได้ฮูดไงเพราะเขามีแค่10ตัวเนี่ยวันนี้ไม่ต้องกลับบ้านนะคะเดี๋ยวพอห้างปิดก็นั่งรอด้านนอกเลย
นั่นแหละสนับสนุนให้เขานอนที่นี่ด้วยใช่ไหม
คือเมื่อเช้ามาเห็นนั่งรอกันอยู่จริงๆ
ใช่ครับก็จริงๆก็อย่างที่บอกว่า10คนแรกเท่านั้นที่ได้ฮูดนะฮะก็ตอนนี้
I want 50 oysters now.
Dude, you're a seafood guy?
I'm an everything food guy.
I still have a few of them have oysters for breakfast.
Where can I get seafood in Arizona? Oh, the cod fodder. There we go. I gotta go there.
Okay, I will be right back. I have to get the credit card. I gotta buy some merch for Captain's Chat.
Okay. Alright guys, welcome to the ZOTAC stream. Thank God Ziory's gone. That guy's pissing me off. He won't stop talking about his crypto, money, fake money garbage. I don't understand it, it's just a coin. What's the big deal? So the next teams we have coming up are Boom and 496 Vikings. These guys are the titans of their region. Boom is from Malaysia, I believe, and the Vikings are from Vietnam. So it should be good. I'm reading chat, and there are a lot of things in there that you guys are saying that aren't very nice, so I'm not going to respond to that. I'm hoping they play some dubstep soon. Alright, guys, what are they saying on stream? What is happening here? Oh, Boom's from Indonesia, that's what I meant. How could I get them confused? There's no way they're still talking about the game, right? They're talking about like I don't know, something. Hopefully it's interesting.
กันลั่นเลยนะฮะคือจังหวะฆ่าได้เนี่ยนะมันก็สะใจนิดนึงดูอย่างที่บอกไว้พอเดินมาปุ๊บเป็นไงอ่อนน้อมมากอ่ะแต่ว่าเขาดังมากเขาเรียกว่าพูดน้อยแต่ต่อยหนักเล่นกันแบบโหดร้ายมากนะฮะแล้วก็เป็นแนว e-sport ที่ชนะไปจริงๆต้องบอกว่าพลิกความคาดหมายหลายคนเหมือนกันนะใช่เพราะว่าตอนแรกทุกคนก็เล็งมาว่าน่าจะเป็นกิ๊กแฟมเพราะว่าแบบเขาเป็นตัวเก่งมาเลยแต่นีออนก็ทำได้ดีมากใช่ก็จริงๆเขาน่าจะคุ้นเคยกับการแข่งขันบ่อยมากเพราะว่า
You guys are saying so many things in the chat about what they're talking about. I don't know who to believe. I have no idea. Half of you people are memeing. Maybe all of you are memeing. I really don't know.
Talking about some guy. You know, I did treat myself, Rex. Yes,
did you?
I bought a box of French toast crunch.
Oh, all right. That's treating yourself, huh?
Oh yeah. It's so
Do
sweet.
you have any yet?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the. Is that worse than Cookie Crisp for like a sugar breakfast?
Is it? Is it the worst?
I don't know. I have no idea, but I couldn't eat that stuff. I wasn't allowed.
Last round tonight.
I used to eat it kind of. Now it just feels like a sugary treat.
Probably like dessert, huh? So I was asking chat what they're talking about on the stream, and I don't know. There are a whole bunch of different things people are saying, so I have no idea what to believe. But somebody said they're telling recipes.
Recipes?
Yeah, maybe they're giving teams a recipe to win the game.
How many percent that you think that your team gonna win tonight?
Oh shit, they're doing an interview.
100
นี่
คนเนี้ยเขาจะตอบว่า 100% ตลอดรอบที่เราที่ถามเขาก็บอก 100% มามั่นใจมากมาจริงนะ100%ของเขาก็คือจริงนะเขาคิดว่าเขาจะผ่านเข้าสู่รอบชิงเลยไหมถามเผื่อไว้พรุ่งนี้เลยดีกว่า Okay, do you think that you're gonna get into the final round?
Yes, we can if we play our best. Yeah.
เขาก็บอกว่าเขาคิดว่าเขาต้องทำได้แน่ๆถ้าเขาทำแบบดีที่สุดในวันนี้นี่ก็มั่นใจแหละนะก็เดี๋ยวมาดูแล้วกันว่าเขาจะผ่านเข้าสู่รอบนี้ได้ไหมแล้วก็จะไปเข้าชิงอย่างที่เขาหวังหรือเปล่า Okay, please say something to another team.
MMA means absolutely nothing.
Pardon?
MMA means absolutely nothing. They will understand.
Okay. เข้าใจละ
She doesn't know what MMR is.
โอเคครับขอบคุณมากฮะ Thank you so much. Good luck.
That was some good trash talk. MMR doesn't mean anything.
เขาแหละนะเพราะว่าเขาก็น่าจะฟิตซ้อมกันมาดีแหละวางแผนกันมาดีนะใช่แต่เราชอบคนนี้มากเลยนะคนนี้เขาพูดมั่นใจทุกรอบเลย
Oh no.
เขาก็คงแบบว่าดู
Her response was great. She was like, "What?"
น่าจะซ้อมกันมาอย่างดีแต่ว่า
MMR
เดี๋ยวมาดูกันว่าเขาจะชนะในรอบนี้ก่อนหรือเปล่า
Oh boy.
สู่รอบต่อไปนะฮะเดี๋ยวเราเชิญอีกทีมไหมฮะ
You know, that man bleeds confidence to get up on there in the stage and say we got 100% chance of winning, then trash talk his opponents. That's what it's all about.
True. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Alfie. My nickname is
You know, teams should have a trash talking coach. They gotta PR train them for interviews.
How
Right,
much
let's hear this one.
of your confident that you think that you're gonna win?
100%.
นี่มา 100% เต็มเหมือนกันนะคะร้อยทั้งคู่เอาสิไม่มีใครยอมใครเลยนะคะเขาว่า 100% ในวันนี้เนี่ยเขาชนะแต่ว่าเขาคิดว่าเขาเข้าชิงไหม Do you think that you're gonna get into the final round tomorrow?
What, sorry?
Do you think that you're gonna get to the final round tomorrow?
Of course. I'm preparing with my team from like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
เขาบอกว่าเขาเตรียมตัวกันมาแล้วนะกับทีมเขานะว่าเขาจะต้องเข้าไปสู่รอบสุดท้ายอย่างแน่นอนก็ว่าตอนนี้เดี๋ยวให้เขาเซตดีกว่านะฮะจะได้เร็วขึ้นเนาะ Okay, last but not least, please say something to your enemy.
Slam him.
I think good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. How nice.
Okay, thank you so much. Good luck for your team.
That guy looks so
ก็เหมือน
friendly.
เดิมคล้ายๆทั้งสองทีมเนี่ยก็คือว่าพูดอะไรเกินกว่านี้เลยแต่ละทีม
He looks like the kind of guy that would give out good hugs.
I was just gonna say that, a big teddy bear. How can both teams think they're gonna win with a 100% chance? There can only be one.
Wow, that was awesome. Hey Zayori, come visit Bali. Oh, okay. When I have a reason to come to Bali, I'm in. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick before this draft starts.
คืออันนี้ไม่ได้สอนน้องๆนะฮะว่าแต่ว่าเวลาเราก่อนแข่งเนี่ยเราสามารถความสนุกสนานไงเราสามารถพูดอะไรก็ได้เพราะว่าถ้าหลังแข่งแล้วเราแพ้เนี่ยเราจะพูดอะไรไม่ได้เลยพูดก่อนเดี๋ยวไม่ได้พูดอันนี้จริงๆต้องบอกว่า
I wonder if the dude knew what MMR was.
เขาจะแบบทำอ่อนน้อมก็ข้อดีต้องอ่อนน้อมนิดนึงแต่ว่าถ้าเราอยากพูดอะไรเราพูดไว้ก่อนคึกไว้ก่อนเพราะไม่งั้นเนี่ยเดี๋ยวพอเราจบปุ๊บแล้วเราแพ้เพราะเราแพ้ประจำเราจะพูดเลยไม่ได้ไงพอเราแพ้แล้วแบบจะเสียงดังก็ไม่ได้แต่ว่าก่อนแข่งเดี๋ยวเราขอเสียงดังก่อนด้วยไม่ได้พูดเฮ้ยเราสมมติจะแข่งคุณพูดว่าอ๋อชนะที่นี่เหรอโอ้สบายเอางี้แล้วกันเดี๋ยวผมใช้เมาส์แค่ตัวเดียวพออะไรอย่างเงี้ยจริงๆก็ใช้เมาส์ตัวเดียวแหละไม่ใช้2 อันก็เดี๋ยวคิดดูว่าจะใช้หลายตัวตอนไหนเป็นความมั่นใจไงเราจะได้
Man, I'm actually super excited, Brax.
Good. Lobby's up. Get in here.
ก็ว่าเวลาก่อนแข่งถ้าเป็นเราก็จะแบบ
Wait, are you already in here?
I'm in the lobby, yes.
Oh, all right. Apologies.
สกิลปากนี่แหละเต็มที่ก่อนคือจะไปสกิลการเล่นเนี่ยเราไม่รู้ฝ่ายตรงข้ามขนาดไหนแต่ว่าสกิลปากเราต้องเหนือก่อนคือเรามั่นใจในสกิลของเรามากว่ามีน้อยเราก็เลยต้องพูดก่อนผมเนี่ยแชมป์ซอยนะเพราะในซอยเล่นกันอยู่ 3-4 คนเนี่ยผมก็เลยแชมป์สุดแล้ว
Oh my god. You know, they weren't very good at trash talking on stage, but they're trash talking in this lobby. Let me tell you.
เราต้องทำตัวเหมือนว่าเราเก่งไว้ก่อนแต่พอเล่นจริงพวกเขาเลยรู้เลยเละเทะเลยทีนี้ว่าเราเก่งว่าเรากากนี่แหละโอเคตอนนี้นักพากย์เนี่ยเขาไปนั่งกันเรียบร้อยแล้วนะฮะเดี๋ยวรอบนี้น่าจะเป็นทางด้านไซครอปพากกับลาก่อยใช่ไหมเอ่ยฝั่งนู้นน่าจะเรียบร้อยแล้วตอนนี้กำลังเข้าห้องกันอยู่นะฮะบูมไอดีเรียบร้อยแล้วนะคะใช่ครับมีการอาจจะ496ไวกิ้งนะคะครับก็กำลังเช็คตัวต่างๆแต่ว่าเห็นว่าเข้าห้องแล้วนะก็เดี๋ยวยังไงเดี๋ยวให้เป็นนักพากย์
Oh, Zayori, are you here?
I'm here. What do you want?
I saw you were in Anaheim with Carlo.
Yeah. Dude.
I was there that weekend, but I didn't notice.
You were there?
Yeah, it's where my parents live. That's where I grew up.
What?
Did you guys have some delicious food?
Yeah, actually. We had Korean barbecue and all-you-could-eat sushi.
Nice. Tons of great places around there.
No, it was cool. So I didn't even realize that Capcom event was going on. But we were there for the weightlifting national championships.
Nice. How's that?
Pretty hype, actually. I'm totally getting into weightlifting. I don't do it, but watching it is kind of cool. There's more strategy to the competition than I thought. And apparently the casters are terrible. So I think Carlo and I might try to cast some weightlifting.
That would be hilarious,
Can you imagine? Dude, it's like there's so much downtime. It's like golf. A lot of it is just like, that's a good lift there.
That's a real good lift.
Oh.
Just shooting the shit.
Yep.
You know, when I watch the Zayori podcasts, I am amazed. Sometimes I feel like Trent doesn't even have a place on the show. He's there so you don't get lonely, because you can talk about anything forever. It's impressive.
Yeah, dude. It's an art. It sure is.
Trent's there to regulate the chat.
Yeah, sometimes I talk over him a little bit.
You know, it's one of those things that it's not super big, but there definitely is an audience that appreciates it. So the dude up on stage from Boom said they've been practicing together for about 2 weeks. So that's after 2 weeks, that's how you know you're a team. That's when you guys know you're sticking together. And they're gonna prove themselves. The ZOTAC premiere.
I'm sorry, which team? Sorry, I was tabbed out. This guy responded to my Craigslist thing.
I see where your priorities are.
Yeah, 8 a.m. So I'm just reading a weightlifting blog. I can't read and talk at the same time. You know what's cool about the weightlifting though? It's like I never realized. I always thought it was just like they keep going up in weight to see who can do the most. But it's like you only get to do 3 lifts of each kind, and you have to say what weight you're gonna do, and you can't go down. So there's like this whole meta of like, and you can change your numbers at any time. The only rule is you just can't go backwards. So when you see what other people are doing, you can be like, oh shit, he's doing 93. Well, fuck, bitch, I'm doing 94. And then some people be like, oh, that bitch is doing 94. I'm starting at 95, bitch. And it's just like, you can see the numbers changing. You're like, oh shit, dude, there's something happening back there. It's magic. And sometimes at the end, it can be really hype where someone's like, all right, it's like Price is Right shit where they just lift like 1 kilo higher. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That actually sounds a lot more entertaining than I would have thought.
โอเคครับก็รายการแลนก็อย่างเงี้ยแหละครับสนุกจะมีเสน่ห์ในแบบของมันนะครับแล้วก็มันพิเศษกว่าออนไลน์คือมันเป็นรายการสดนะครับผมว่าจริงๆนี่ถือเป็นรายการแลนรายการแรกของประเทศไทยด้วยซ้ำที่มีทีมต่างประเทศมาแข่งไหมเพราะว่าผมไม่เคยเห็นก่อนหน้านี้เลยนะมีอยู่ครับมีแล้วใช่ไหมแต่ว่าอันที่ดูจะเป็นชิ้นเป็นอันนะมีการคัดเลือกจากต่างประเทศมาเนี่ยอันนี้น่าจะเป็นรายการแรกครับแต่เพราะด้วยสเกลต่างๆเนี่ยมันดู
All right, well, we've got 10 out of 10 in the lobby here.
หรือว่าในภายภาคหน้าเราจะมีทัวร์นาเมนต์ที่ใหญ่ขึ้นอาจจะมีเป็นไมเนอร์มีทีมดังๆเข้ามานะครับ
Where's my good hair? I cut it a while ago, man. I'm sad about it too.
อย่าว่ากันเยอะนะไปด้วยกันนะไปด้วยกันทีมไทยก็โอเคนะครับจริง
Rex, can you believe I'm hosting a minor in 3 weeks?
โดนเยอะเหมือนกันนะ
I can't. Who set you up for that?
I sun-fanned my way to the top. Rex, are you going to be a captain's draft? I guess it's still a secret.
Is it a secret? I guess there's no announcement, huh?
It's not a real secret, but yet it has not been announced.
You know, that's what something's been lacking with the captain's draft, the social media presence.
Well, write Suns fan a personal letter.
You think he's going to read that?
It's true, he is a busy man. Dude, I'm so excited, though. We actually got merch for captain's draft.
That's awesome. Dude, merch is fantastic, actually. I love it.
I like merch, too.
So you guys, you got a lot of mediums, huh?
Well, now we've got everything. But yes, we're stocked on mediums, that's for sure.
I was going to say, luckily for you guys, I happen to be a medium.
Oh, good. Oh, here they are, dude. They're getting warmed up. As you can see, he's watching a replay and texting. Looks like he's looking at the Twitch stream.
He's not really watching.
Looks like my man's typing in Twitch chat. Or he might be playing Lineage 2 Revolution.
He might be, actually.
It is hard to tell.
How has the Lineage grind been?
Oh, it's not great. So I got to that point where I hit the 30-day login reward. Very underwhelming. I realized, so like, it's not even worth talking about, dude. The game's all about rare items, and that is dumb. And I don't know.
Well, sounds like you didn't secure the Lineage sponsorship.
No, I didn't get this. If I had gotten the Lineage sponsorship, I would have enjoyed the shit out of it. I was a little more behind than I thought, and like the clan versus clan just came out, and I'm not max level, and I'm like level 90, and max level is 120. So it's just, I don't know, man.
Not feeling it anymore, huh?
What's it all for, you know?
Yeah, that's how I feel about life.
Okay,
what is it all for?
I guess we'll switch to the draft here, and we'll just go. We don't need the crowd shots. We'll just go into the Dota. We'll do it the old-fashioned way.
All right, sounds good. Boom ID versus the 496 Vikings. Dota with attitude.
I like it. The 496 Vikings. What do you think the 496 is? Like
These are the elite 5 of the 496. That's how many Vikings there are.
Right. Okay.
I've already deciphered it. Don't worry.
So these are the top 1%. I like that.
The elite members.
The true 1%. This is good. So this is the final best of one of the eve or the morn, depending on where you are in the world. Already some differences in the opening bans here. We saw Night Stalker Tiny banned out in the last game, but now Razor, Bounty Hunter, and Clockwork going to be making the list as first ban material. That Razor, I guess he's actually pretty okay now with the changes to, what is it, the unstable current?
They made him more aggressive rather than defensive, it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, he womps, dude. So, yeah, I see somebody in chat. Why is upper bracket best of one? Well, you know, it's a 2-day LAN. You got to get through the bracket. And I think they really wanted a best of 5 finals. So, given those parameters, yeah, it's pretty much your only option. You know, you don't really have a lot of choices. There's only so many hours in a day to get these games in. So, a lot of best of ones. But tomorrow, there will be a best of 3 winner bracket finals. And then the grand finals will be best of 5. However, the lower bracket finals are best of 1. So, brutal.
Well, you know, you got to keep the schedule.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, Bane made it through. Okay. Usually this hero's banned like every game.
Dire team pick.
Oh boy, this is your best of 1 hero, sorry. Omni Knight. The Slack special.
It's true. You know, this is a weird opener, right? Because if you're Boom ID, you think, guys, there's nothing more safe right now than opening with Bane. Just a great all-around support, amazing laner, very sustainable, very utilitarian, right? And then you look at Vikings and, yeah, Omni Knight Sand King. Yeah, okay. That's going to be fun. We saw the power of Sand King in the last game, right? If you don't have detection all times, Sand King kind of just runs circles around you. And Omni Knight, that's literally what he does. He's got degen aura. He runs circles around you. That's why he's annoying as shit in lane. That's why you see people get it at level 1. It's not a meme. It's nasty. It's like sticky goo, you know? But in aura form.
Yeah, it's no joke. That's for sure. But, you know, it is still a first phase Omni Knight, right? They have tons of time in the draft to decide how they want to deal with this hero. You know, there's some decent heroes against Omni. There's Brewmaster. You can, when you ult and you split, you can dispel the Guardian Angel when that comes out. But of course, he's not only about the Guardian Angel. He's got some other skills too. So, I don't know. Typically, people pick things that ignore the repel. Like Enigma, for example, all true damage. Oh my god, that's actually disgusting. The Morphling into the Omni, he can replicate the Omni Knight, heal and repel himself, shift back, wave in.
It's true. Good old Morphling. Where does this hero rank for you right now, Brax?
I think he is ridiculously good. I don't know how good, but pretty darn good, that's for sure.
I've definitely seen some games where he looks unstoppable. You know, those are like the 2 options. He's either unbelievable and he snowballs and he gets an E-Blade and he's just popping you like it's hard, and what do? Or he just falls behind and does nothing. Like, he's not a good flash farmer. So if he doesn't have a good start, he's really hard to recover with. But if you can get that start, this hero really is incredible. So I think his skill cap is almost higher now. Like, morphing strength is way harder at the early levels, so you have to be a little bit more careful. And just the nature of the ultimate now, it gives you... It's like Rubik, right? There are just so many options. It makes the hero a lot more complex. I
feel like the whole morphing thing, it gives you more applications than the old one did. Like, now he actually has potential to become, like, this initiator. You know, where he becomes Sand King, and then he gets in the fights. It just gives him more tools to work with. But you're right, the early game has always been where this hero struggled. Like, before, when he was even worse in the early game, like, if he got dumped on a lane, he did not come back into the game. It does not farm well.
Yeah. And now especially with Ancient Apparition, a great counter to the Morphling, right? Makes it harder for him.
Yeah. I mean, he's got no replicate now to get out of danger. If he gets Blink Sand King stunned into the Ice Blast, he's going to pop. And it's pretty surprising they had the opportunity to ban out the Ancient Apparition if they thought it was going to be a big problem, but they prioritized Meepo and OD. I guess some big Meepo player on Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that is just a respect thing there. The OD, a little more interesting. I guess that hero feels, excuse me, very manageable in a lot of games. No, he's sort of easy to rotate on in a lot of cases. They pick up the Elder Titan. Feels a little bit more like a block pick than anything else. Obviously, very good against Morphling. A lot of base armor on him. Gets removed by the Natty Order. Also, Elder Titan, we've seen him thrive on this patch for sure. Nice combo with Bane also. Pretty easy to land stomps and coordinate on top of Nightmares and Fiend's Grips and all that kind of stuff. But
yep. He's got some synergy with the Morphling too. When he picks up E-Blade, you can always just blow up the target on top of the Astral Spirit.
That's true. Yeah, that's a really good point. Pretty nasty combo, but I guess they do have good laners, right? Like Elder Titan and Bane are both just super beefy, like level 1 through 5 heroes. They can bully you, you know, like they're not really heroes you want to go blow for blow with. But now Faceless Void going to be a nice addition to the 496 Vikings draft. That'll give him some nice control, good team fight. I guess that means this is a position 1 Void, but obvious synergy with the Ancient Apparition and the Sand King.
Yep, looks pretty solid against Morphling. Like, you know, when you play against this kind of combo, it doesn't even matter what items you have. You just die.
Yeah. Tide Hunter.
Okay. Tide's not bad. He's one of these big team fight heroes that can disrupt the backlines when Void comes into Chrono. You can blink past him and ravage the backline. But, you know, he's always struggled in lane against Ancient Apparition. When the chilly fingers come out and all the magic damage and he gets clicked down, he doesn't like that one bit.
I like it. For some reason, my gut says this is a little too cooldown based, but it matches kind of perfectly with the Void. You know, Tide and Void sort of cross each other out in terms of tempo, and they can counteract each other, but it's just one more tool. I feel like Boom ID have a lot of things to disrupt Chrono. You know, kind of like how Earthshaker tends to be good against Void because you can fissure from long range and stop him from doing damage when he pops his ult. Same thing with this lineup. Bane's quite good at that. Elder Titan's pretty good at that. And Morphling can be okay with that, right? Anybody that builds an E-Blade can do it. You can Ravage from outside Chrono. Sort of a tough game for the Void. I think going to be hard for him to find those perfect ultimates.
Yeah, that's true. He has a lot to look out for, especially when Morph gets E-Blade. He can get popped in an instant, but I don't know. I always feel like you're talking about the tempo thing. You have two of these heroes with big, long ultimate cooldowns, one on each team. And tempo is pretty relative, right? When you have one team with long cooldowns and one team without, then it really shows in a game like this where they kind of match and cancel each other out. You don't feel it as too much. All right, Tinker comes in. All right, that's a pretty decent hero at stalling the game. Definitely not a hero Omni Knight likes playing into, just because when you group up, you take a bunch of damage and the crabs come out. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they needed some hero that doesn't care about getting Chronosphered. Because at this stage, the Vikings can just lead with Sand King stun, and then Void can come in without having to, like, Chrono right away. He can kind of hold it and wait till he sees the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. I don't know. This does feel like the cherry on top, though. We talked about Elder Titan's Spirit synergizing well with Morphling. I mean, same with Tinker. Really buffs up his damage output, and it's already a hero that can do kind of an extraordinary amount of damage right now. I think pretty good against Void. I don't know, dude. This is tough. And now that they've kind of revealed their hand, I mean, what's a mid that you can pick here that feels like it really counters Tinker? I guess we'll find out. Sniper. All right. Well, to be fair, that does kind of counter Tinker in a lot of ways. Good laner against him. Gives you some scouting power so you can find him in the trees. Sometimes catch those kills, right? Shrapnel plus Void can sometimes be a good way to catch him out.
Yep, they're keeping it in the family. Sniper versus Tinker, the old feud.
Yep, that's true.
Actually, the Tinker looks very good here, honestly. You have the synergy with ET Spirits searching out, and it kind of plays well into what OmniKnight wants to do, right? You want to group up and take some buildings, and while the rest of their heroes do scale well, if OmniKnight doesn't have that part where he kind of peaks in that grouping part of the game, then he doesn't feel that impactful in like the ultra late game, or just when that doesn't happen. So, looks good.
All right, well, here we go. Final match of the evening. Let's see what these teams are made of. Remember, these guys are playing on LAN for pride and glory in front of the live audience. Will it be the 496 Vikings, or will it be Boom ID?
Yep, we've got the Elite 5 from the 496 Vikings, seeing what they can do. You know, what's funny is they got one player sponsored by Red Bull. Only Magical.
See, I feel like this might be a Slack-style grassroots attempt to get a Red Bull sponsorship.
That might be what it is.
I think he might be a big fan. I don't know if this is a confirmed sponsor deal, but if it is, more power to you. Bane almost gets snagged there, but he's a speedy little devil. 310 on that guy.
Yep, he's got no eyes, but he makes up for it in his leg strength. Floating around.
It's true. He does float, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right. Old Tinker. What a hero. One of my least favorite heroes to play against. We'll see Saint Lucas.
That was a good try.
Saint DeLucas. He's backstroking. That's what's important. All right. I'm still not used to this TP change. I have to admit. I keep having that feeling
It's
of
very
like,
weird.
Oh God, everyone's out of position. Oh wait, they've got free TPs. No one cares. Tied
So
already.
this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, creep pull.
Tide's pulling top wave, and then bottom lane you have these guys camping down bottom.
Here we go. Bane in some trouble already at half HP. Hasn't skilled anything yet. Goes for the brain sap, but it's not close to enough. It'll be the Omni Knight that finds the first blood. Very nice. Purification to find the last hit there.
Yep, so they get that nice quick first blood, then Ancient Apparition TP's up the top, but Tide basically has full control of this lane. But it's a pretty good way to kind of give your Omni an advantage in this lane, because if he was solo or even a dual lane, he probably wouldn't be able to pressure nearly as hard as they would have with the first blood. So nicely done.
Mid lane, Tinker versus Sniper. Sort of a weird matchup. I think it's a little bit Sniper favored, but not by a huge amount. The blind is really annoying, but once Sniper levels up, gets a few more points in take aim, he can kind of just abuse that advantage over the Tinker and start to pull ahead.
Yep, when he gets some levels too, he can just wave clear, but in the early levels, Tinker has a bit of a damage advantage on him too.
Yeah. Tinker's definitely annoying. Tide Hunter dies up top. I completely missed it.
Well,
sorry
me
about
too.
that.
Apparently he got clicked.
Yep. This Elder Titan kind of bullying the Sand King. Just picks up the bounty rune. Finds a little advantage there. As we mentioned, just not a hero you want to go blow for blow with. Doesn't even have the Orb of Venom.
He can kind of mirror the movements of Sand King to prevent aggression, so...
Omni Knight doing just fine, holding his own with that point in D-Gen aura. Though this Elder Titan's made a lot of nice space for the Morphling, and he's off to a pretty good start. We'll see Bane with the little wraparound. Kez cute. Wonder if that's a play on Kezu. Kezu fan. Look at the positioning on this Omni Knight, though. So aggressive. I love it. He's got the Stout Shield, Brax. He's feeling good.
He's feeling real good. Kezu fans all the way out in Southeast Asia. I'm trying to make him proud.
There you go.
Alright, so very very slow lane phase. Like, sure, it was nice they got first blood, they got another kill up top, but I mean, nothing changes in the game, right? Like, Tide can still lane this Void pretty okay. Mid lane is kind of just the farm fest for now. And then we have ET and Sand King following each other, contesting each other for bounty runes. Not a whole lot going on.
Very safe Dota. Everyone's feeling good.
That's right. This is LAN time. Gotta be nice and safe.
Yeah. Omni Knight working on his soul ring. Actually doing pretty darn well in this lane, all things considered. Getting really solid experience and already up to 9 last hits. Up top, Tide maybe in some trouble. He does have Anchor Smash coming up here. Elder Titan.
He's not taking any damage, Zyori.
Also rotates in. You know, that Kraken shell, it's pretty darn tootin'. We'll go ahead and use the healing salve, though. And look at this. We were talking about bruisers in the last game. Look at these guys.
These are the...
Gosh darn bullies.
That's right.
I do like that Elder Titan weapon cosmetic. His default looks so stupid. It's like stapler. This looks like an actual weapon. It's like if you took a chalice, put a giant rock in it. There you go.
You hating on the briefcase?
I'm hating on the briefcase, dude.
He's all business.
He's all business.
Radiant are scanning.
It's what they said about my mullet in high school.
Oh, no.
Business in the front, party in the back, baby.
You probably got the briefcase in high school for that one.
Man, this mid lane, this is really some action-packed stuff. We've got Tinker, who decided to go for the March build. He's stacking in the jungle for himself. And Sniper's just farming. And now he's got boots. So it's a real humdinger of a lane here. Tinker does have an arcane rune, though. So that's big.
Oh.
It's quite lucky.
No, with that arcane rune, he's going to farm even more.
Yeah, that's true. And look at Sniper. He went 3-1-1. So he went for the Shrapnel build, realizing I don't need take aim because Stinky Tinky's not even in lane. So what are we doing? Smart. It's a heads-up play. I like this here from 33 Chains.
That's right.
Gets blinded up. Sand King has the rotation. Only level 2, but it might be enough to set up on the Tinker. A few more headshots, and he's got it. It's an assassinate, boys. Down he goes. That'll make it 3-0 as the Vikings grab another.
In your dream, calling good game already. You know, it would have been a sweet time for KezQ to prove his love to Keizu by giving the old sleep dodge. That would have been super good.
Well done, though. The timing on that rotation, right on point. Sniper, the only hero level 6. He dinged 6 before the Tinker because he spent so much time in lane. I think it caught In Your Dream off guard a little bit right as that assassinate rolled over. It sort of looks like an awkward gank at the beginning, and I think that's why they forced it, just to hit that timing home. Great coordination from these boys on LAN, really abusing that lack of ping out there on the field.
That's right, the Vietnamese boys, the Vikings.
Void's getting some good space, too, I think.
Well, kinda. That's Tide space.
Actually, Tide's best in him. All right, I lied. It's not amazing.
At least they have the, you know, they got the kill advantage going away, but they're still down gold.
Yeah, he's
somehow
worked compared to the Morphin. Look at that farm difference. 38 CS compared to 24. That's a big difference. But oh my, that Sand King, he just got obliterated. Dreamo Cell will find himself a kill. That's pretty nice. This Morphling finally gets one up on the scoreboard. For the boys in red, the Boom Squad.
Nice, the Boom Squad. I like that. You know, the Boom Squad, they don't have a very fast-paced lineup. You've got Tinker, Morphling, Tider. You got 3 farmers. You know, we're going to see a lot of farming.
This is a Tidehunter's dream, though. I like playing Tidehunter. And a game at this tempo, it's very relaxing. You're just sitting there using your Soul Ring, spamming your Anchor Smash, making this Void really regret picking a melee hero. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good against Void in the lane, good against Void throughout the game, and he's one of these heroes that don't really die to Chronosphere that easily.
It's true. Look at this poor Sand King, though. He literally getting bullied. Is he going to get put to sleep here? Ooh,
Oh,
the Echo
boy.
Stomp. Uh-oh,
There's the
that's a
Ravage.
Ravage. Oh. Well,
He just wanted the bounty rune.
I mean, that was totally worth it. I think Tide's pretty happy with that. Basically gets a free kill. Sniper continues to put the pressure on here in the mid lane. Tinker starting to struggle a little bit. He's fallen behind just a pinch. How's the progress towards the BOTs going? Not great. He does have the soul ring.
He's full boots of travel away from boots of travel.
Yep. Down bottom, Omni Knight. Blow for blow with the Morphling, but whoa, look at that. It's 2 Omni Knights. Replicate comes out.
Oh, man.
Morphling will be just fine. Tricky, tricky.
You know what I'm not a fan of? The morph or the attribute shift not costing any mana. Every morphling just keeps a salve on them and morphs all the way down, and then they morph back up and they're instantly full HP.
Yeah.
Just every time.
Tinker, they're going to find a nice setup here. Looks like he will get cold-footed, but I think Ancient Apparition will die, and indeed he shall as the March of the Machine bring him down. Sand King basically in vulnerability here as he goes into the Sandstorm form. Sentry Ward does come down, but it's too little too late. The Sniper cleans it up and ends up being a twofer. Lose the Ancient Apparition and pick up 2.
Yep, 33 chains is having quite the game. So is he 4-5-8 or is he 33 chains?
Hard to say. I don't know. I don't know how you read these names.
It's definitely important. This is their identity as
Maybe
players.
458 is like his area code. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of close to 496. Maybe he meant to type that.
Yeah. Oh my! Here we are. Perseverance up on the Morphling. Looks like he's gonna go first item Lincoln.
God, this hero is so miserable to lane against. Like, offlaners do not touch him.
Sand King maybe in a little trouble again. His buddy Ancient Apparition will be up there to help him out.
So we've seen the Vikings move out and they're doing pretty decently, but I feel like they're gonna have a really hard time transitioning this into any tower kills. Like you have Faceless Void sitting in the safe lane with Chronosphere, but until A hits 6, there's no damage to kill Tide. And look at him, he's already got a hood. Even if there is an A blast, they might not kill him. Like they need to make some sort of big play to break down the lane phase and take control of the map. But I don't feel like Void can rotate anywhere. He's just gonna be stuck under his tower forever.
Yeah, it feels like Sniper's the only one that's really dominating at this stage for their team. Everyone else is just kind of on par. You know, Omni Knight, I guess, having a pretty good off-lane experience. Farming just okay, but getting a lot of XP. The Void is the one that's really suffered from this whole ordeal. Though, Sniper about to get this tier 1 tower mid. That might help things out. Meanwhile, up top, Ancient Apparition caught by a Fiend's Grip. There's going to be an Echo Stomp to follow, and it'll be a kill for Saint de Lucas. Down bottom, Sniper also makes a rotation. Morphling will waveform away. Meanwhile, back up top, Void gets pushed back, and it looks like Boom ID might put a little pressure on this tier 1 tower.
Yep, this one looks undefendable, but at the same time, the Vikings are making their own play down bottom, so nice response to that. But, you know, they can all TP in. So, they gotta be careful about diving this. Tide has Ravage.
It's true. Morphling's down bottom. He doesn't have too much, but he does regen pretty quickly here. And even just another 10 seconds or so, and
oh,
he'll be feeling all right.
Morphing into Sniper sounds so good.
It does sound pretty good.
You're already an agility hero.
Is anybody going to come in? Up top, they push very slowly. This tier 1 is finally going to fall. Now a TP in from the Elder Titan. Maybe they can grab one. Waveform forward. Morph still available. Ice Blast does connect. Nice follow-up stun, and they pop it. Little pinata there as the Morphling just breaks apart. Maybe they can continue to find more. Nice Echo Stomp from the Elder Titan. Does slow things down. But the slow siege will continue. Sniper clears out the creep wave. Assassinate onto the Tidehunter. It just tickles him. Didn't do anything with that Hooded Defiance. However, Omni Knight,
he's dead.
He's got some pure damage, and that does everything. Elder Titan, one of the few survivors here. He's on the run. He's probably going to make it out. Omni Knight now taking some rockets, but even Tinker needs to be a little bit careful here. The Dire have started to erupt up top. Oh, daddy, I missed a kill on the Void. I'm so sorry. I was fumbling for the hotkey to look at the gold graph, and then I biffed it.
They pressed Fiend's grip and he died.
Well,
Not
guys.
too much happening. So Sniper zoning. He's just running from tower to tower pushing. And
Yeah.
they don't even need to use Chronosphere apparently to take these objectives because Sniper is so insanely farmed at this point.
Turns out Sniper's pretty good.
You know, this is a weird hero. Like, he has the potential to be so lane dominating. Like, once ganks start coming in, then you can always get kills with shrapnel. But if it doesn't happen, I feel like he doesn't farm fast enough to keep pace with the rest of the heroes. Maybe he still farms, but the items he buys are not like...
Yeah.
There are a lot of survivability items, right? Kind of like the Medusa-style items.
I think the ultimate recovery item on Sniper is the Maelstrom. It lets you farm so quickly, but
Yeah.
you sort of need to go Hurricane Pike first. You need at least that first mobility item.
Yep, I agree.
But
And there's also some other builds too, like the Mask of Madness, and that just gets you killed. So yeah, definitely need survivability.
That's
Utility items.
Mask of Madness also good for farming. Smoke rotation now from the Vikings. Not going to bump into the Morphling. Definitely be a hero they'd
They
like to
scan
kill.
the Tinker.
Nice scan. Tinker would certainly be a good target if they can find him. Follow-up blast. Void holds the chrono. They don't even need it. Kira, with his finger on the trigger, shows some discipline. Very nice.
The old stinky Tinky going down yet again.
Sorry, Tinker. At least he's got boots of travel. He's working on that blink dagger.
But it's the Sniper show. They've drawn the line down top. The train's coming.
Man, that distance on waveform. Pretty redonkulous.
Yeah, big time.
What
It
a
extends
silly
past
hero.
your screen.
Really does. There is a Ravage available on this Tide. He's just tanking shots from this Sniper. It feels like the only thing that does damage is that Pure from the Purification. Everything else
just tickles him.
It's the tickler. Tinker spamming out some rockets. Of course, very annoying, but Omni Knight, pretty good sustainability. He's picked up the Hand of Midas, so he will start to accelerate and farm. Looks like Guardian Greaves going to be on the way, so that'll start to counteract the effects of the Tinker. Mid lane, indeed. Kira in trouble. Blasted down the Faceless Void. Smashing his keyboard after that one. He's got to be frustrated. Few seconds on the waveform. Sand King invulnerable, but no, perhaps not. He's going to get low and he'll fall to the wrath of the Bane. Meanwhile, on the high ground, Sniper trying to do some damage. He does force staff up top, and he will survive. Oh my, the Vikings feels like they're losing a little bit of momentum here. This Void has not been able to do anything with that Chronosphere, and they've been able to pick him off a couple of times.
I don't think we've seen Chronosphere cast once yet. Really struggling to get into a position to use that ability. You know, it's not easy as the one position Void because you always want to be farming unless the rotation is like some sort of smoke gank where it's easy to collapse on the tower. Then it's usually successful. But when you have this Tide Hunter who's just in your face the entire lane phase, you know exactly when this guy leaves. And you're never scared of him too, so you kind of lose that option.
Oh, nice little play from the Bane. Nightmare intercepts the damage from the Assassinate. That's cute. Down bottom. Almost setting up on the Morphling. And Ice Blast does fly in. Tinker TP's home. And the Morphling will be just fine. Man, this has been a fairly passive game overall, but you can kind of see it from both sides. Boom ID feel like they're behind, and they just need to recover on their Tinker and Morphling right now and get these core items pretty close to this Lincoln Sphere. And if you're the Dire, you're thinking, dude, we're farming well. We're pretty nicely ahead. Let me just get this Yasha. No reason to take any undue risk. So end result is we've got a bit of a farm fest here.
Yeah, we do. Tinker and Morphling on the same team are going to be killing a ton of creeps. And I feel like the Dire would be a bit more active if Void had a bit of a better game. In the early parts, at least, he almost has Shadow Blade now. So perhaps they can use that. Oh, boy.
Bummer. You know,
yeah, it was a close one.
Void going for a Shadow Blade build. I kind of like it. You know, what has he been struggling with this game? Getting the initiation with his ultimate. What's an easy way to do it? Well, be invisible and sneak up on him. I think it actually makes some sense this game to try to catch these heroes out.
Yeah, it'll be very good. He can also build it into the Silver Edge later if he wants that for the Tidehunter.
Ooh, that's true. Get rid of that Kraken shell. You darn bastard.
Yep. I feel like the Dire just need Blink Dagger on Skanking, and this game gets 10 times easier for them because it's so hard for them to stop Boom from farming. They need more threats on the map. This game's taken a weird turn, hasn't it? Like,
Sure
Vikings
has.
are rolling down all the towers, but at the same time, there's not really a gold lead. Both teams are still farming very, very well, and, you know, I feel like Void's going to hit this wall, where, sure, he's going to get this Shadow Blade, but if he botches an initiation, or if he happens to die in some team fight, he's going to fall so far behind these other cores and not really be able to keep up. This hero does not farm very fast. He definitely struggles in that department.
Who has the better late game? I think it's
That's a
the
tough
Dire.
one. I don't know. It's hard to say because in the late game, it could just come down to whoever gets the jump. And if Tide, you know, Blink Ravages some dude, they blow him with the E-Blade or Tinker spells or Hex or whatever. It can go either way, really.
Yeah.
There's no real save buttons for each team, right? Omni Knight's pretty decent, but usually it happens so fast anyways out of fog that it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I feel like the mid game from Boom is better.
Yeah.
They're gonna get to this point in the game where Bane just sits on a side lane, waiting to gank someone. Tinker pushes his hands out with his Blink Dagger pretty safely, while Morphling farms the rest of the map, and then the Vikings are going to struggle looking for that key pickoff.
It's true. We're only 20 minutes into this game, so there's this pretty long window still available where Boom ID have a pretty definitive advantage. I think as Void and Sniper start to get more and more farmed, it's just too easy to get pickoffs, right? You catch one hero, and eventually that's going to become pretty easy for the Void. You have a 4v5, and that's where you can just start punishing really hard and taking map objectives. So if it continues at this pace, I think my money is on the Vikings. But
You know, it's just if they can find these pickoffs, right? Like Void has the Shadow Blade, but he's still unable to really find these heroes, right? He doesn't want to go top up to the Tidehunter just because it's not really worth chronoing the Tidehunter when you kill him that far if you can't translate it into any objectives. Morphling is farming super safe, and Tinker, same thing. It's still more the same. They have the Shadow Blade, which is great for helping find these pickoffs, but it's just not happening yet.
Well, E-Blade on the way from Morphling, and that's always a big power spike for the team of that hero. Sniper going to be caught under his own tower. Drops a shrapnel, and they won't go for it. Can't get off the gush. Oh, boy. It's going to be a Lincoln Sphere broken. They're going to catch the Faceless Void. They had a sentry down, and he just runs to his death. Man, that hurts. Now the defense going to be tough. Morphling dives deep under the tower. Blasts forward onto the Sniper. Not going to have enough damage for a kill, but they do bring down the Sand King on the other side. Morphling's still in the front. They can't do anything to him, Brax, and they'll get the kill onto the Ancient Apparition. Tinker with a triple kill, just blasting rockets from the back.
This guy's morphing strength, so we can weave in there and get the long stun duration too, then morph it back.
Wow.
I mean, they can't kill him. Unstoppable.
Dude, that was unreal. Like, that Morphling is just, he feels like a tank. Like, they can't do any damage to him. And then you have two tankier heroes in the Tide and the Elder Titan. There was zero pressure on Tinker. That was just a triple kill handed to him on a silver platter.
It's the whole Medusa concept, right? Where you have this agility carry that's basically unkillable.
They need a pipe ASAP. I think Omni Blink Lincolns is not the build. I think you need to get a pipe for this team. Get that aura. Just help reduce some of that Tinker damage, you know?
Yeah, the Tinker damage is going to get worse and worse as the game goes on, too. What is he building into? All right.
This is a value hood game. You know, I think if you're that Faceless Void, well, he probably can't afford to. God, I don't know. Get some Glimmer Capes out.
Yeah, like he hasn't actually progressed in net worth at all in the last couple minutes.
The Void, yeah.
Yep. It's not easy.
Oh, Sand King jumps in. Faceless Void finally uses the Chrono. Ice Blast will set up to bring down the Bane. Tidehunter getting very low, and I think Sniper is going to force a Shatter. That's a 2-for-1, as Void's already been killed. Earth Splitter going to be off the mark, but still a lot of damage coming out onto the Sniper. Morphling continuing to press forward. They should be able to get this kill on the Sand King on the back line. Ancient Apparition kind of getting left behind. He'll try to TP home. That won't happen, but Sniper does make it out, as does the Sand King. So it's a 2-for-2, all things considered. Pretty good defense for Boom. That was kind of the best setup we've seen this game for the Vikings in terms of Chrono and the Ice Blast on top of it.
Yeah. Even though it was on the Tidehunter and the Bane, still, they need something to get this game going. Like, you know, typically when you think Chronosphere at this stage of the game, you want key targets, right? You want these big core heroes. And while Tide is a core hero, sure, you desperately want Tinker or Morphling in that Chronosphere, or they're not gonna die at all, right? But
yeah,
they made it out alive. I can't believe Sniper lived. He even got the like 3-second Morphling stun or whatever it is. Yeah, 3 seconds, and he still lived. So very nice. He's finally starting to pick up some damage. Well, kinda. Manta style is like half a damage item.
It's something at least. Down bottom, Morphling, able to waveform away. Feels like the range on that makes it pretty easy just to... You think an Ice Blast might be coming, you just click across your screen and you probably won't get hit by it. Sand King, though, walks right into a Fiend's Grip. The Invisible Bane sets up an easy kill, and the Vikings lose another. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Tidehunter going in kind of deep, but drops a Ravage. A lot of follow-up onto the Omni Knight. He does get off the Repel and the Guardian Angel. Pretty much immune to everything right now as he does blink backwards. And it'll just be the kill on the Sand King. But still, they trade Ravage for GA. I guess Boom ID kind of all right with that. Maybe they'll try to force something else now.
You know, Boom ID are just content with farming this entire game. They have Tinker, they have Morphling.
Whoa. Diffusal on Sniper?
Well, there we go. That's different. That's not a Manta style. That's pretty nice, actually. We've got a big damage item now.
Pretty wild.
Well, this could be it. Chronosphere on a Morphling?
And maybe the Ice Blast to follow. It will connect, but do they have the damage? It sure doesn't look like it. Sand King's joined the party, and now that the Sniper's here, they do bring him down, but Sniper taking a lot of damage from the Tinker. Rockets flying in from all sides, but Omni Knight has the Guardian Greaves. Tinker just suicides. Wow. Just like that, the Vikings turn it around. It looked like they had no damage, then all of a sudden that Sniper showed up. And he made it rain, man. Oof.
Big Diffuse Blade. 458, 33 chains.
What a crazy item build. I like it. Mid lane. Tidehunter, he's going to TP. He's good.
Alright, timely double damage rune for Faceless Void.
Does Void have another item? Like, what's he got here? Mask of Madness, Shadow Blade, that's it.
He spent all his money on Bitcoins. He doesn't have anything left.
He's out, dude. He's fresh out. Tinker taking some damage as Ice Blast does fly through.
Jesus, the rocket spam is not easy to deal with, even with Tranquil Boots. It's something that just gets worse and worse, right? When he builds up the mana pool. Yep, Bloodstone too. Jesus.
Okay, Boom ID still holding on to a pretty decent gold lead. North of 3,000 as we'll move into a pause. Uh-oh. They need a second.
It's the bathroom break. Uh-oh.
Do-do-do. Little Christmas anime. know, I bought some Tesla stock the other day.
Nice, nice.
Treated myself to some Christmas stocks. I decided, I was like, you know, I follow Elon on Twitter. I see him tweet every day. They were up like 50% for the year. It's like, you know.
That man's doing big things.
Tesla, Tesla. And we're back, baby. What we got?
Same old, same old. Killing a lot of creeps, trying to find heroes. Can't find the heroes, so more creeps will be killed. But there is an Aegis on Void. You know, I feel like if Void dies once, or I mean if Void gets caught, they're probably going to lose the fight anyways, because so much of their team fight relies on landing the Chronosphere. But at the same time, Sniper, not really, he doesn't really want Aegis as well, so I don't know. It's something.
It is definitely something. An Invisible Tidehunter, he's picked up a pipe. He's going to be getting a Force Staff, so some more positioning tools for this big angry watermelon here. Sniper might get set up on. Tidehunter's got some friends on the way in, and there could be another fight breaking out as they bump into what looks like an Omni Knight, and it sure is. Tide, he's stalking him here. He's still got some time on this invisibility rune. This Sniper, he's asking for it. He doesn't know it, but he's asking for it. Behind the tower, Tide's there. He drops the Ravage, the Gush, the follow-up, the Stomp. Do they have the damage? Do they have the damage? Ancient Apparition, he's rotated in. They might have overextended. I think they wasted the Ravage. The Earth Splitter, it's not going to do a hell of a lot. And now, the getaway. Can they make it? The Vikings looking for the Chrono. They get it on the Tidehunter. And it looks like Saint de Lucas is going to get brought down. Stunned by the Sand King. Void will finish him off. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Elder Titan. Assassinate. Bada boom, bada bing. It's a double kill for the Sniper.
Oh, this Sniper is gigantic.
The Equalizer, or at least partial Equalizer. Now Dagon up on the Tinker. Waveform forward. A lot of burst damage. GA, repel. This Omni Knight's invulnerable. But can they actually follow up? Ice Blast off the mark. E-Blade almost complete on the Morphling. He's so close. Well, okay. Half of an Eagle Song. I don't know, Brax.
Pretty close.
I feel like once that comes out, they are going to be unstoppable. Like, the burst damage is already almost too much to handle.
Yeah, that's when you get, like, to the point where you just can't show on lanes. You just die instantly.
Yeah. And that was even, like, without the Elder Titan Natural Order. Not really great coordination. They just dump on top of the Omni. And somehow it's like Boom ID. They keep wasting the Ravage. But at the same time, they keep forcing this Omni to use his GA at really less than ideal times.
Honestly, these ultimate cooldowns don't even matter.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they can't force anything from the side of the Vikings. Like, they get a Chronosphere kill on a Tidehunter, great. Now you still have these two heroes just split pushing the entire game anyways. Tinker's super hard to catch. I don't know, it feels like it's okay to Ravage just for one kill. Obviously, they didn't have enough damage to get the guy there, but nothing really changes in this game if Ravage is used for just anything. Just a casual kill.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Any other big items come out? Tinker leveling up that Dagon now, gets it to 2. Bane relatively close to an Aether Lens. And Sniper now with his Manta. What is Void doing? Dude, he's got to have an item in the works. Okay, he almost has a BKB. Wow.
You know, while BKB's great at keeping him alive against all the magic damage, he won't be dealing any damage of his own. So, it's just one of those shitty situations where he is way underfarmed.
Meanwhile, mid. The pressure is on. Tinker doing his best to defend, but it looks like a wraparound could be inbound. Sniper knocks him back with the pike. Actually ends up being a nice Ravage. Does connect on 3. Good follow-up stomp. Earth Splitter to boot. Oh, my.
Oh,
the blink back. The Chrono leaves something to be desired. They do set up on the Bane. They'll probably get this Tidehunter, so it still looks like an okay fight. Void loses the Aegis, unfortunately for him. Meanwhile, on the other side, Sand King overextends. They're looking for more, but I don't think they'll find it. Kind of a sloppy fight for the Dire, but they do get the advantage, compliments of the Aegis.
Yeah, I would say the Dire is still quite happy winning that fight. Sniper is super farmed, and Omni as well with that hand that Midas picked up. It's really just the Faceless Void who's struggling to find farm, and honestly, that's just what happens when you have a pretty rough start with this hero. He does not farm well, but he's also the guy that's got to get in there to make some of these team fights happen. So
yeah. Oh, here we go. Perfectly timed on both sides. E-Blade for the Morphling. And that's a BKB for the Void. So I guess that does mean Kira will have some options, but timing is going to be everything. And I could totally see a reality where this Void gets blown up.
oh yeah, it happens so quickly, especially when Morph has a blink dagger. You can just blink on top of these heroes. Like this poor AA looks very dead.
Yeah, he sure does. Morphling.
Oh, just kidding.
Almost gets him.
Now it's Morph instead.
Wow. It's the old switcheroo, but now BKB popped after the rotation from the Tinker. It is a much less than ideal 10-second BKB for Kira. And Tinker will just get out of there basically unpunished.
Alright, but still, they got the big Morphling kill. Maybe now they can finally make something happen. You know, I say that, but Tinker's just going to throw it in his crab army, and he's going to laugh and walk away. But I'm hopeful.
A very topsy-turvy game here, Brax. 33 minutes in. It's now the Vikings that lead by 1K. They were behind by 3,000 not that long ago.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But with Morphling dead,
Radiant structure.
the Vikings actually have some options. They're going to put some pressure on this tower. This should be an easy tier 1, I think.
It should be, but I don't think they can do anything after that. They're going to have to march through the crab army.
Well,
Oh, they see the Tinker.
They
can
catch him. They break the blink. They have some options here. Assassinate's already come out. Sand King jumps in. The Sniper's just laying in damage. I think Tinker's done for. No, he's able to blink away after Ravage flies. Chronosphere comes out, but it's too little too late, and Tinker ends up getting a double out of all that. It swings right back the other way, and Boom ID find themselves a couple of kills.
My god, if Kezu was watching, he would be so proud of KezQ right now. He sleep dodged the Sand King Burrow Strike, saved the Tinker's life, won him the fight.
Oh, geez. Sniper's in some trouble. Beautiful Manta dodge. He's going to go for the TP, but it just won't happen. That's a level 5 Dagon, and he gets blasted. That's an 8x mega kill streak going the way of Tinker. That's a game changer there, Braxy.
That is. Now Tinker's insane. He's out of control. How do you deal with this man?
This game's nutso.
Yep, he'll haunt you in your dreams as well. You know, when you think like Chronosphere in AA Blast, right? You think, oh, this Morphling's gonna die every time. But when he gets to this stage of the game where he has Blink Dagger, it's actually pretty difficult to Chronosphere this guy. You know, if he's got Sentry Wards placed, he can always blink off the Time Leap. It's not easy.
No Chronosphere. Void, he'll charge in. He has a repel, but I mean, what's he gonna do here?
It's the tickle attack.
15 seconds. They could lose racks in that amount of time at this rate. Omni Knight does have a GA, so they can force this fight if they need to. Tinker, 14 Bloodstone charges. He's feeling strong, and they'll just head out after a little bit of unhealable damage.
That's what it's all about.
That range barracks down to half. There's going to be a Scythe of Vice coming out next on the Tinker.
Oh boy, that's when it gets really scary. That's when nobody can show at all in these lanes. As if it wasn't scary enough.
Yep.
You know, Tinker truly is one of a kind. Like, there is no pushing into this hero in Tinker's life. Sure, you can take tier 1 through backdoor protection, but unless you have a Tinker Ward set up or Vision in the trees, there's just no way. He kills your waste way too fast. It's a sad, sad game when your sniper's owning so hard, but he just can't do anything after the tier 1s. Just playing the farm game.
It's really true. And another one of these kind of games where both the Sniper and Void felt like they needed BKB, but now it feels like their damage output is a little bit underwhelming. You know, the BKB is a pretty darn defensive item, and they still don't have a pipe. You know, I almost would have rather see them go for like pipe of lads, get some auras going, and then just let Sniper go raw damage. He's so defensive right now. Manta, Hurricane Pike, and BKB. The Sniper is still owning, but he could be doing a lot more damage right now if he had like Mjolnir.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got these hybrid DPS items that give him some utility, right? The Manta style. And obviously, pretty much every Sniper needs Hurricane Pike, but at the same time, it does not give you damage. That's how you survive.
He does kind of need the Manta now that the E-Blade's out, but still.
That's true. It is a good way to deal with the E-Blade, but they just need more. That's all. I did like the Diffusal Blade pickup, though. That was pretty nice. You can shoot the Tide Hunter over and over when he's sitting there tanking your entire team, burn his mana.
Yeah.
It's useful.
It's a great, like, cost-effective item to get damage and also some extra utility. Void gets caught, though. Dust comes out. Now the setup from Ancient Apparition. He pops the BKB. Maybe they can go the other way, but in the back line, it's Morphling that jumps in. Kira caught by the Fiend's Grip. Ravage has been deployed. It's the Ancient Apparition that's dead, but that's all. Faceless Void finally uses the ult, catches 2, does no damage to Morphling, very little to Tide. Sniper trying to do what he can, but it's just not enough. They Guardian Grieve through it. Now the GA comes out. Omni only uses it on himself, it looks like. Oh, my. Well,
It just feels like GA doesn't actually do anything in this game. It's all rockets flying out, Morphling nukes.
It really doesn't. Kind of an awkward fight, but ends up being a huge victory for Boom ID with the buyback on the Sand King. They don't lose any barracks, but it's economic damage, and now they'll just head back to Roche. With AA dead, they should feel pretty comfortable taking this fight. So like you said, they don't really care if they don't have Ravage. Now that they know that Chrono and GA are down, they could still catch one person with the Morphling Tinker. And all of a sudden, this erupts into a real lane of barracks. BKB up on the Morphling and the Hex on Tinker, so this just got a lot more scary.
The whole map belongs to Boom, and it's up to the Vikings to try to get lanes out, try to find picks, but even when they find picks, it's so hard. You have to Chronosphere to lock down any of these targets, and there's a good chance you won't even kill him, to be honest. Like, I'm watching Sniper attacking these fights, and he doesn't kill anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He might die. Oh, just kidding.
Man, Void's got 3,000 gold. For a position 1, he just feels so underwhelming. You know, if you're a position 3 Void in this situation, you might think to yourself, well, the setup is really what matters. Any damage he does is extra, but luckily we've got this Morphling who's doing so much damage. But when Void's the position 1, it's like you said earlier, you have this conundrum of when do I fight, when do I farm? You can feel it in this game. This is a really tough Void game. Hard heroes to Chrono. Really tanky heroes, and on top of that, he's just not that farmed.
Yep, it all starts at the lane phase when you're up against a matchup that's unfavorable, where they're just not afraid of getting chronoed. It makes it really hard to use it. You can't leave without being easily detected. You can't really chronosphere the guy in front of you because it doesn't do anything.
Gem on ET now, also. So
okay. Yep, total map control coming out for them. Honestly, it's just a game of who catches who. And right now, it's 10 times easier for Boom to do that.
Gold graph really starting to spiral. The most we've seen this game. Dire ward up there. They actually did successfully sentry it, but they didn't kill the ward. It's unfortunate. I still don't really understand this build from Omni. He went for Lincolns, and I mean, I get it. It helps you survive the burst damage, but you're already Omni Knight, so you've got to heal, plus you have Guardian Greaves. I feel like that's a really expensive item. Same with the Blink Dagger. Like, that's a lot of gold he spent on 2 items that aren't really giving them a huge amount of value. It's like they're nice to have, but
they definitely feel luxury, don't they? Not really what they need. But honestly, I don't know. The hero's he's missed his timing, where he really excels in this game.
Yeah.
And that's just due to the nature of the whole split push game. being unable to break through and kill some buildings.
I hate to keep bringing up Vlad's, but I feel like in a game like this, it's just so valuable in these clustered team fights. It gives you that extra sustain. It just gives your Void a 7th item that naturally gives him extra damage. You know, it helps.
Well, he needs all the help he can get at this point. His farm would probably be what a position 3 Void would have at this stage of the game, right? It's not easy.
Certainly is not. Cheese on the Tidehunter. He's going to be in the front lines here. He breaks the Lincoln straight away. He's just tanking this tower, man. It ain't no thing.
Just nobody can show. Even the sniper's afraid to hit him because they'll get blink hexed.
Yeah, looking at Radiant Vision right now. You can see how far back the Dire are playing. Very defensive positioning. Tides uses Guardian Greaves, so they'll probably be a little bit patient here. Now Omni jumps forward. Oh, the Chrono. It's going to be a whiff. Oh, my. Now Void's going to get turned on. Ty goes in with the Ravage, completely breaks up the team fight. It's a Ravage on 5, and now the damage comes out. Buyback from the Void, but she's used on the Tidehunter, and it is a complete disaster for the Vikings. Kira's going to use his BKB. They might be able to find this kill on the Morphling, but no. He's too survivable. He starts morphing back, and this could actually be a GG moment. Tinker was split pushing top. He joins the party now, and he picks up the Ultra kill as they dive the well. That's going to be the Aegis used, and a GG is called as Boom ID secure a victory here and dive the well. They're going to get that one final kill on Omni, it looks like. Wow.
All right, nicely done. Big split push game coming in from Boom. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Vikings kind of hit a wall where they couldn't really move from tower to tower anymore. Tinker destroyed them in the mid game. It was well played.
It really was. Once again, I'm at a clean feed here, so but wow. Pretty good game for the Tinker. 17-4-5. He set a lot up that game.
Yup. Big scoreboard up too. Some big MMR players in this game. Dreamo Cell. I've heard of In Your Dream before, but not Dreamo Cell.
Well, I might have missed it. I think we missed the handshake. Sorry, that's my bad. I imagine there's going to be some more stuff on this stream, though, where they're going to do more activities.
I certainly hope so.
ซึ่งคู่แรกเนี่ยของพวกนี้เนี่ยก็จะเป็นคู่สายล่างก่อนก็จะเป็นน้องภาคไหมใช่เรานี่แหละคู่นี้แหละก็เป็น496ไวกิ้งครับปะทะกับไม่ต้องกลับบ้านครับกิ๊กแฟมใช่ครับเดี๋ยวพวกเราก็จะนอนแถวๆนี้แหละ
Well, that was fun.
แล้วก็พอจบคู่แรก BO1 ก็จะเป็นคู่ที่2 BO3 ครับคือ
Yeah.
บูมไอดีครับเจอกับนีออน BO3 คนที่แพ้เนี่ยก็จะมาเจอกับทีมที่ชนะในรอบแรกอ่ะเป็น BO1 อีกครั้งหนึ่งในสายล่างแล้วก็ถึงจะไปรอบชิงนะครับ BO5 พรุ่งนี้รอบชิงเนี่ยเต็มอิ่มกันไปเลยกับทีไซเบอร์ไคเชอร์ครับกับอาริฟีนนะครับใช่ครับสนุกแน่นอนครับรอบชิงวันพรุ่งนี้นะครับสำหรับวันนี้เนี่ยก็
Hey, we got a bracket. So Neon versus Boom. They're going to be in that upper bracket final. That's the best of 3. We're going to see that coming up tomorrow. That was the last game of the day.
ก่อนที่เราจากไปเนี่ยก็ต้องขอบพระคุณสปอนเซอร์ที่ทำให้งานนี้
Wait, who plays tomorrow?
ZOTAC ครับ
Neo versus Boom.
เจ้าต่างๆที่มางานด้วยนะครับผมขอบคุณมากครับขอบคุณครับครับสำหรับวันนี้นะครับ
Boom looked pretty good.
ขอบคุณมากครับ
They sure did.
They might be the best that I've seen so far.
ก็จบไปแล้วนะฮะกับการแข่งขันนะสรุปได้แล้วแหละแต่ว่า4ทีมเนี่ยเป็นใครบ้างแต่ว่ารอบชิงสายบนจะเป็นการเจอกันระหว่างทางด้านของทีมบูมไอดีที่เข้ารอบเมื่อกี้นะฮะเจอกับทางด้าน
Did you see that? Cyclops and the dude, they gave a little bow.
I did. That was
That's
pretty
pretty
nice.
sweet.
Did they cut the stream already? What happened?
I don't know.
Did yours die too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dang it. I was hoping for
Oh,
some
it's bad.
more shots of the mall.
เจอกับทางด้านของทีม
Oh man, they're lagging. Somebody started uploading the VODs a little too early.
การเจอกันระหว่างทางด้านของทีมบูมไอดีที่เข้ารอบเมื่อกี้
Oh
เนี่ย
no.
เจอกับทางด้านของทีม
I like their overlays though, dude. Oh, they're offline. Okay. Well, I already closed Dota, so I guess that's it, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, aka tonight, 12 hours from now. Party on.
Bye-bye.